All right, guys. Hello. We are here today. We have GDP and PCE inflation data. We have Nvidia earnings. Markets are starting to push back, but GDP and PCE are really important today. Nvidia earnings even more important because that's going to move markets more than anything, most likely. Earlier over the last few days, we have had optimism about a U.S.-Iran deal. Apparently, there's talks regarding a potential deal to open up the Strait of Hormuz. But yeah, that's probably one of the biggest stories right now. Iran and Oman have a joint proposal for temporary shipping lane and demining efforts, according to CNN. Rubio told foreign counterparts that the U.S. is shifting from strikes to sanctions, and Axios said we're not expected to initiate new strikes. U.S. began returning diplomats to Lebanon and other places in the Middle East. The Trump-Bessent maximum pressure playbook could be working here. I don't know. Again, Bessent in his economic isolation plan of Iran is moving things still, but oil is down. So oil is at $80 a barrel basically right now. It went under $80 a barrel at some points this morning. And as I'm talking right now, the NASDAQ is starting to move up here. So let's take a look at things. Here's oil. Oil is at $80.15 a barrel for WTI crude. Here is the NASDAQ. NASDAQ is moving a little bit as I'm speaking here. Got almost up to the previous closing price, but it is still technically red. And at 8:30, in about an hour and 10 minutes, we do have GDP data and, more importantly, PCE inflation. Core PCE is expected at 3.3% this morning, 3.3%. So, we're going to watch that. Core PCE is really what the Fed uses to gauge where they're moving rates. Core excludes energy, of course, but it's still very, very relevant. Headline PCE is expected today also at 3.6% year over year and 0.1% on the month. GDP last time showed up weaker than expected, I believe. For GDP, it showed up weaker than expected at, was it 1.5% last time? I feel like it was. Last quarter, I believe it was 2.1%. Today, they are expecting 1.5%. We will see if they move this at all. But again, GDP and PCE inflation. Hey, Craig, thank you for the dollar, brother. I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. I am green on the day. $1 right now. Also, guys, Brit is here. Brit is here today.
That's what they say.
They say,
it's yet to be verified, but people say he's here.
Right. They heard him. They heard him rumbling in the bushes. There's Brit. Brit is here. What's up, Joe, Zeke, Ava, Jonathan, Steve, Killing Frenzy, Max, Old Hack, Kairos, Ashun, Cho, Edson, Ace, Domicles, Proxy, Bam Bam, Boyce, Digital, Dave Down Under, Emis, Neon, Rooftop, Shake and Bake, Sabars, Envy, Raise, Crypto Coffee, Doc Airlines, Max, I don't know if I said Max, Ace, I'm here, bro, I'm here. I'm a little late, that's how it goes. Who's buying Meta today? I'm not sure. What's up, Pew? How you doing? SPG, Glass Half Full, UE, Smackdown, Solar, Interesting Finance, Rooftops, I think I said Rooftops, Kicking. Hey, what's up, brother? Best Investor Craig, hello, thanks for the donation. G-Man, what's up, dude? Max, Pekin, Visual, Jacob, Bogdan, Brad, Doc, STT, Boo Boo Bear, Techie, CJ, Alex Guy, One Set, Trademaster, Just for Fun, Ty, Rambling, Average Jones, Fabian, Glass Half Full, Fabian, Choke, Britt, War, Josh. Man, there's a lot of people here. I'm saying hello to everybody. What's up, guys? Mull, Bluefin, X24, WAJ, Thor, Thinker, Alex. What's up, chat? Good morning, good morning. Does PCE inflation, we're going to do a poll right now. Does PCE inflation come in higher or lower than expected? 3.3%. Does core PCE inflation, I should say. 3.3% expected. Does core PCE, what's up, Big Don? Does core PCE show higher or lower versus 3.3% expected? What do you guys think here? What's your percentage? What do you guys think? Higher or lower? There's the poll right now. Lurker Music, definitely Lurker Music. Hey, what's up, Kurt? How you doing, brother? Yeah, y'all do me a favor. Hit the like button. Big green day for the market. Hey, what's up, Gerald? But yeah, so we got a couple things to talk about. Again, Nvidia earnings is the big story today. The Kospi index is up like 0.96% or something like that overnight. But MU is basically flat on the day. So is SK Hynix. So is SanDisk. They're basically flat. They're all around flat on the day in terms of memory. Hey, shout out to whoever subbed. I can't see it, but shout out to whoever subbed. I heard it. Thank you for the subscribe, my friend. We appreciate it here, brother. Thank you, sir. Again, futures are basically flat. They're not super weak. But oil is down to basically $80 a barrel. Kospi up 0.9%. The Iran-Oman proposal is bullish. And so we'll see if oil continues to fall today. We'll see what happens regarding inflation and PCE data in about an hour. 1 hour until this data releases. All right, so I asked for some percentages. Most people are saying lower, but I see some higher. A lot of people betting 3.1% for PCE inflation. If we do 3.1%, obviously that's dovish. Obviously that's going to boost markets. What's up, Max? I'm sure you're loving your oil short. It seems to be doing well. What's up, Captain Live? Bulls have a chance today. If we look at gold here this morning, chat, here's gold. Gold is down on the day. It's at 46.70s, which is interesting because gold is yield sensitive, rate sensitive. But there's a lot of stories going on right now, right? Like one of the big things, obviously, that we've been talking about is yields, right? So last Wednesday, the Federal Reserve announced doubling the buyback. And they also said recently this week that they might use the Treasury General account, which has almost $1 trillion, and I believe it has like 935 billion to fund some of this versus short-term issuance. Now, you got to understand the bond dynamic here today. If we take a look at yields, right, and PCE inflation data will move yields. But to understand this dynamic, right, like so far 2-year yields, which more accurately follow what the Fed is doing, are currently at 4.2%. This morning, 4.2%. So they've jumped up a little bit over the last few days, or over the last day, but they dropped a lot yesterday. We also can look at like 30-year yields, which are moving a lot of things here, which were at basically, 20-year highs, 19-year highs for 30-year yields. But again, this is what the reason the Treasury is doing this, right? The reason they want to do this is they want to bring yields down. Why do you want to bring yields down? All right, like why would the Treasury want to bring yields down? They do this because yields and interest rates basically follow each other. All right, so yields and interest rates are basically the same thing. All right, so essentially if rates are up so much, that means interest rate sentiment is higher. That means it's harder to get loans. Businesses expand less. There's liquidity problems. Like people spend less because, interest rates are so high. They buy less houses. They do all these different things that have to do with interest rates. They take out less loans because the interest rates suck, and this dynamic, when rates are raised, right? Like the other dynamic you have to think about when rates are so high is that it generally strengthens the dollar. Why does it strengthen the dollar? And this is not just for the United States. You can see it with the Bank of Japan and the carry trade dynamic here. The U.S. intervened in the Bank of Japan, a couple weeks ago. And you might ask, why did they intervene? They intervened because if they didn't, Japan is one of the largest holders of U.S. bonds, right? So if they didn't intervene with the Bank of Japan, Japan would be forced to unload those bonds, and that would push yields even higher. Right, like whenever people whenever they have to unload those U.S. Treasuries, the consequence is that the price of those bonds go down from the added liquidity, and yields go up even more. And so that's the risk. That's why they intervene in Japan, and that's also why the Treasury announced this buybacks news over the last few days. And this is all heading into PCE data, GDP data today, Nvidia earnings. Friday, we have Kevin Warsh speaking at the Jackson Hole Symposium, but we still don't really know what he's going to do regarding inflation. Is he going to say anything about inflation in this meeting? I saw some news like Nick Timiraos at the Wall Street Journal posted, he writes that the Fed chairman is heading to Jackson Hole without a clear stance on inflation. The president is also getting into it with the land of Canada. Automakers believe that U.S. president's higher levies on Canada are a negotiating tactic with Canada rather than a threat. So automakers are thinking it's just, he's just trying to move things and get things moving here. But yeah, interest rates are high. Long-term bonds were at their highest levels. And like, if you look at a long-term chart here, you can see this is where we are now. The last time we were anywhere close to that, if you go all the way back, was 2007, 2008. And so here's the last time we were anywhere close to where we were at now, which is 2007. You know, so almost 20 years it's been since bond yields are this high. And what does that mean? That means interest rates are high as well. And you got to understand, when interest rates are high, when bonds are paying out so much, it strengthens the dollar, right? And so one of the fears about the Treasury doing this is that it's going to weaken the dollar. And since, and why does this happen? I can explain it real quick. But this happens because whenever yields are high, right? Investors from all across the world, you know, governments, investors, everybody, they're looking for deals. You know, in some ways they're looking for arbitrage if interest rates are low, but if they're high, they're looking for deals. And so what we see is money flock to those bonds, and you have to use the US dollar to buy those bonds, right? So when yields are up, it strengthens the dollar. And this is the same thing with the Bank of Japan getting more hawkish as well. People were using the Japanese yen to you know, since it had like over the last 20 years, really, the Bank of Japan has had a super low interest rate environment. They've turned hawkish though. And this is the fear, is that, you know, people are going to be forced to sell the US assets that are bought using the Japanese yen. And we're going to see higher yields from all of this, right? So that's the fear right now. Yields are up a lot. Let me see what the chat's got to say. Task Force. Wait, is there really a tropical storm named Dolly right now? Rest in peace to Dolly Parton. Rest in peace.
Yep, R.I.P.
Yeah. Maybe Jolene got her. I don't know.
And I don't know. I was curious as to whether is there really a storm?
There can't possibly be. That can't possibly be true.
I was thinking like what if they named the storm after her, like in her honor? But it's like kind of messed up if they did, because like she was all about like helping people and stuff, not blowing down houses.
She was pretty chill. Yeah, I like Dolly Parton. I'll listen to some Dolly Parton, you know. Is gold going down?
Sorry. She had an organization that apparently donates like 1 million books per month to children.
Hey, that's great. That's great. But Best had said on Bloomberg they didn't buy any bonds back yet. Yeah, I mean, not yet. I mean, they're already doing bonds, though. Like, they're already doing buybacks. They were doing it prior to this. Now, they doubled it now. And again, we'll see what happens. It was already named beforehand. Yeah, that's just a interesting coincidence, I guess.
It's a serious coincidence.
Yeah. It is Brit. Brit is here today, bro. He's here. Are you guys bullish or bearish? It is him. He is here today. So I asked the chat, does core PC inflation show higher or lower versus the 3.3% expected? 53% think higher, 47% think lower. So 53% think we're going to have higher inflation, 47%. Everybody always votes for higher inflation on these polls. So every time I do a poll like this, they vote for higher inflation. I'm not saying y'all are always wrong, you know, but yeah.
I went with lower.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of the chat thinks lower. 3.1% is what a lot of them said. And again, we'll see what happens here. IRGC says Iran and Oman agreed on a share of Hormuz revenues.
I see that.
Yeah, so that's interesting. That's bad, you know. That's bad. That means they might be essentially what this means is that they might be charging people to transit the Strait of Hormuz, which is not good. It means we're probably not going to return back to the pre-flow state of oil in the strait. And again, oil though is down. So oil is down. Maybe jumped up a little bit on this news, but the NASDAQ is pretty quiet, pretty sideways leading into the big catalyst today. And honestly, today, unless we get like shocking PCE inflation numbers, I think the market might trend sideways leading into Nvidia earnings. Most chips are flat. SanDisk, MU are flat. Nvidia is basically flat. And I think markets are just bracing for Nvidia earnings today. It's a huge day for Nvidia. Nvidia needs a beat and raise scenario, though. So they need a beat and raise scenario. It's one of those situations, we've talked about it a lot this week, but Nvidia specifically, they need to beat and raise, right? And so essentially the dynamic here is that if Nvidia beats and raises guidance, they might go up, they might go down, you know? Like, it's not a given that they're just going to go up if they beat and raise, but a beat and raise is incredibly probable. But if they do not beat and raise, then they are going to dump. They are going to fall. Hey, we're hearing a little bit of noise coming from you, Brett. Like,
I'm not making any noise. But okay.
Weird. I'm bullish, baby. Candy bar. Stuff's expensive. 2.9 and then a correction. Why should it beat? I mean, look, let me see if I can find odds on Polymarket regarding Nvidia earnings. But, I mean, they should beat. Like, I'm assuming they beat. Let me see if I can find finance here. I don't see any Polymarket odds for Nvidia earnings, which is interesting. Markets are pricing in a 43% chance that we raise rates by October, though, according to Polymarket. And if we look at the Fed Watch tool here, again, the dynamic that you're looking at right now, 36% chance. So odds of a rate hike actually have gone down a little bit. Yesterday they were 40, and then they were 38%, and now they're 36% chance. And again, I do not think we're going to be raising rates this next meeting. Maybe the meeting afterwards, but I think there's a chance we pause all year. And so that's, again, one of the big dynamics here. I'm reading into it. Yeah, look at Intuit, guys. Intuit has absolutely dumped here, and this is preceding Nvidia earnings, of course. INTU. Bad earnings, I guess, for Intuit yesterday. Abercrombie & Fitch just posted here as well. But yeah, Intuit, they beat earnings. AI competition is brutal, though. They reported 403, topped estimates of 360. Revenue reached 4.35 billion, a almost 14% year-over-year increase, beating the 4.27 billion estimate. Forward guidance did fall short of expectations, though, for INTU. Yeah, so they dumped, but. So yeah, Intuit earnings, bad forward guidance. For its full fiscal year 2027, Intuit expects to earn an adjusted $23 a share on sales of $23.4 billion. So yeah, Intuit's down big on this news. Is it worth a dip buy scenario? I don't know, but they're down pretty big on this news. It sounded like a goat. What's up, Ty? What's up, Jonathan? Polymarket.
How dare you compare me to a goat?
Brit is a goat, believe it or not. You know.
Bah.
Yeah.
You know.
Inflation rates will show they are unchanged or slight change. All the numbers are fake anyway. I don't know. The BLS numbers, you could argue that. And the BLS also drops a benchmark revision number on Friday. At the same time, on the same time, Warsh is supposed to speak here. So the BLS does a benchmark revision drop at 10 a.m. Warsh is set to speak at 10 a.m. If we have like low PCE and a downward revision in the BLS data, that might shift us to be more dovish. You know, so like if we get a big downward revision and low PCE inflation data today. Yeah, here, Britt, there's like a buzzing noise coming from your mic. You might be too close to it, believe it or not. Yeah, are you playing something in the background?
No.
Oh. Weird.
You still hear it?
Not anymore, it just went away. Yeah, weird. But anyways, if the BLS does a big downward revision. See, now I hear it again. Weird.
Sorry, I mean, I guess I can just keep it muted when I'm not talking, but...
It's a little bit loud, too. I think you might be a little bit close. The gain sounds like it's a little bit too high on your mic.
I haven't adjusted anything. Is that better? I'm moving the mic further away. I mean, I don't...
Yeah,
Sorry.
I think that's... No, I think that's better. I think that's better. And look at the NASDAQ guy. NASDAQ's... It's all good, bro. NASDAQ starting to pull back. Here's the 200 exponential. I'm tempted to buy this just because I think maybe we get choppiness right now. But it's risky. It's definitely not risk-free here. But yeah, we'll see if we get low PCE inflation. If we get low PCE inflation, if it comes at what the chat thinks at 3.1%, then obviously we're going to see yields go down, which is a win right now in this market. But look at the NASDAQ start to turn here. So the NASDAQ's starting to turn a little bit. I'm trying to see. A Reuters poll says they think the S&P is going to hit 7,900 by the end of the year. In May, it was 7620. A Reuters poll thinks the Dow Jones is going to end at 54,500, 5,200 in May. But something's turning the markets right now. Look at the NASDAQ fall here. So something's dropping the markets ahead of PCE inflation. Yeah, here, Britt, I think it might be like your AC or something like that. Like, that's what I think it sounds like to me.
My AC's not on, so I don't know what's doing it. I'll just have to keep it muted for now. But
all right.
I wasn't ignoring all the people who were telling me hello. I was just trying to deal with this issue. So hello to everybody else.
Yeah. What's up, dude? Nano volume looked a bit better than yesterday, than the first day on Monday. I'm trying to see what's turning the market right now. Look at the NASDAQ turn here. Look at this drop. I was going to buy the 200 exponential here, but something is turning the NASDAQ. Let me look at stocks. AMD down, MU down, Nvidia pulling back heavily here. So maybe some rotation into earnings. Iran's Revolutionary Guard said on Wednesday that the media had become a central front in what it described as a battle over public perception, urging journalists to help strengthen national morale. Yeah, look at the NASDAQ turn here, though, guys. Whoa, let me check tweets. Let me check tweets here. Coinbase apparently is going to power better mortgages, token-backed mortgage products. The president tweeted, but it's mostly political. Look at Nvidia here, though, guys. Whoa. Nvidia is turning here. Whoa. Nvidia is falling down. Look at this. Just went red on the day all of a sudden. And this is dragging the market down. I don't see any news, though. I don't see any articles.
I don't either. I've been looking.
Very strange. Look at these drops. Yeah, I see a couple things about Iran. Iran claims war-damaged weapons are fully rebuilt. They said their weapon systems damaged during the conflict have been rebuilt. Is what I see. But if we look at oil here, this looks more like stock news. Because oil is not like ripping up big like you would assume if the NASDAQ was falling big. Oil is basically flat right now. This seems more like it's Nvidia and chip related. Nvidia down, just turned all the way down to 212s. MU dropped. Not as much as Nvidia though. It seems centralized on Nvidia here. AMD has fallen as well. So semiconductors are falling down here. And we do have Nvidia earnings today. This is a big story, big catalyst. But we're at 212s right now for Nvidia. Nvidia has fallen all the way down, bringing red on the day for Nvidia and, you know, pushing deeper down into more red territory on the day on the NASDAQ here. So this seems to be Nvidia centralized. Let me see if I can find any other news based off of Nvidia though. But could just be rotation. Is this Burry, you know? I'm checking out Nvidia numbers here. But again, Nvidia releases after the bell, but Nvidia just turned. I don't see anything regarding Nvidia news like this. But look at this turn. Again, the NASDAQ has fallen all the way down too here. Look at the NASDAQ. So red action showing up today for sure. We are at the bottom of this range. I'm tempted to buy, but I'm curious about why this happened. I don't see any news that would drive this. No articles or anything being shared. No real recent news. Again, Nvidia is going to report its second quarter earnings after Wednesday's closing bell. Analysts expect earnings of $209 a share, up from $104 earlier in the year. Revenue projected to nearly double to $92+ billion from $46 billion last time. All right, so here's the news. Vanguard Group has struck a roughly $4 billion deal to acquire. I don't know if this is what it is, but according to the Wall Street Journal, Vanguard Group has struck a nearly $4 billion deal to acquire fintech platform Altruist to further its push into financial advice. That's not Nvidia news. But a steep pullback today, and not really any big news to drive it. It looks like we had some Iran news, but oil's not up that much. So I don't think this is the Iran news doing this. You know, like 11 minutes ago, we had IRGC says Iran and Oman agreed on share of Hormuz revenues. But the NASDAQ is still falling here. Nvidia is still breaking down some. But a steep decline all of a sudden. Friday pump incoming. Yeah, maybe it's a Trump tweet, you know, but we would have seen it already too. The president tweeted, but it was mostly political. He said Mike Johnson is great, is what he said. But very weird. I'm tempted to buy. We're at the bottom of the range in the NASDAQ, but I don't want to catch a falling knife here, but maybe I missed out on this because now we're starting to just pop up. Weird. Sky is falling, Nvidia down 0.3%. It's more so like a big sudden drop in movement. Dump into news. You really think price action within a range is a big deal? I'm not saying it's a big deal. What I'm trying to say, like, it's not about how much it moved. It's about how quickly it moved. All right. So generally speaking, this is all small. Like, it doesn't matter anyway, and we're still in a range. But generally speaking, when we have fairly large candles, all of a sudden start to go one specific direction in pre-market. A lot of the time, it's catalyst driven. Maybe it's not. In this case, Nvidia is what it did. Is what drove it. I mean, Nvidia all of a sudden just decided to pull back pretty steep on the day. Is what I was checking. It could have been news. It doesn't have to be though. Obviously. Hey, what's up? Good morning, MJ. How you doing, brother? Yeah, traders could be rotating out of it ahead of Nvidia earnings. It's definitely possible. Definitely possible. Hey, listen, guys, we got 45 minutes until PCE and GDP data goes live. Buy, rumor, sell the news event. Are y'all bullish or bearish on Nvidia earnings today? Are you bullish or bearish on Nvidia earnings? I'm going to go with bullish. I really don't know. It's super variance heavy, but I'm going to go with bullish today. But if it's not bullish, if we miss at all for Nvidia, obviously that's bad. Obviously that's not good. Nvidia, it's so widely expected that Nvidia beats today. It's probably 95% likely that they beat and race. That if they do not, trouble could, we could obviously get some really deep red from that. And so we'll see, but look at Nvidia still pushing down some 212s right now. Somebody said Nano Futures had better volume yesterday. Did they really? What is it? NNQ? Flash NNQ? They did have a little bit better volume yesterday, to be honest. It's still not good. But they did have a little bit better volume for Nano Futures. Nvidia's still flushing down some. Jim Kramer says, today I sense a monumental day. Uh-oh. Nvidia numbers will be good again. Nvidia has all the money and makes strategic deals to ensure revenue beats. The day will come when Nvidia misses, but it won't be today. Institution's favorite strategy is to pump markets ahead of earnings and then pull out before, during earnings. It'll be up 10% tomorrow. Bullish is bearish. Bearish is bullish. OpenAI said they created chips. Yeah, but isn't that old? You know? Like, isn't that old? Yeah, we already heard that OpenAI's Jalapeno chip could hit Nvidia hard. Their first in-house chip named Jalapeno is already drawing attention as a threat to Nvidia. Yeah, so it's intended to suggest the chip is hot, high-impact product. But we already knew this, that they're producing their Jalapeno chip. Still, though, I mean, look at Nvidia fall still. Went from decently green to red on the day, and we're still kind of, look, we're still moving down here for Nvidia. Yeah, so again, Iran's Revolutionary Guard spokesperson said agreements have been made on share of Iran and Oman in waters of Strait of Hormuz during talks between the two countries, according to Tasnim. But Nvidia is still dipping down here, dragging the NASDAQ down. I mean, if Nvidia continues to fall, I mean, I might buy it up. Let's see. Nvidia reports the consensus earnings are 210. All right, so Jake Take-Two confirms GTA 6 will still be released in November following leaks. Looks like a fake out, shake it out longs. Yeah, it could be. Nvidia might bounce and that might drag the NASDAQ higher here. I'm not sure. We're up to 212s, almost 213s right here. So, I mean, we could definitely bounce. Nvidia, like Apple, is a buy, hold, dollar cost average, and win. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of my take on it. You got to pay the oil toll. I want ketchup chips. I mean, I like ketchup. All right, look, Nvidia is still dipping. NASDAQ still falling here. Oil's starting to jump up a little bit right now, though. But not a lot. But oil is starting to move, and NASDAQ just cracked these lows. It's still breaking down. Look at the NASDAQ here. Again, this is mostly driven by Nvidia, but Nvidia slowed down on some of its drops. Bottom of the range here in the NASDAQ. We have this obvious support level right here. Let me fix these charts. Hold on. We have this really obvious support level right here in the NASDAQ. Everybody sees this line. I'm going to call it 185s, maybe 190s. Put it somewhere in the middle. But everybody sees this level right here. Everybody's watching this level. So there's a chance we obviously bounce. But if we crack underneath it and hold, maybe we start to get more bearish momentum. We'll see. Oil's spiking up simultaneously, though. Could be the news about Iran's Revolutionary Guard spokesperson says agreements have been made on share of Iran and Oman and waters of Strait of Hormuz during talks between the two countries. And maybe that news didn't mean what I thought it did earlier. It seems like it probably means how they're going to share it, but not necessarily tolls per se, but control. All right, so here's that bounce level. We are starting to bounce a little bit here in between this. Last 4 reports were good. Gold going down. Got one more contract. Nvidia is trying to collapse. Last 4 earnings reports. Nvidia is going down following the reports. I believe it has, yeah. Honestly, if I remember correctly, the last few, it hasn't really moved. It didn't really move much during the last Nvidia earnings report. So it's been a little bit, you know, a lack of excitement during Nvidia earnings. Beforehand, everybody's pumped and ready, but afterwards, it's been a little slow. What's up, Boomdoc? What's up, Dragos? But some red showing up in markets here.
Yeah, a couple more statements from the RGC. Might have something to do with it. Maybe not.
Yeah. Yeah, Boomdoc. I don't know why it translated this, but it said, you said good morning, friends. It translated this to good morning, Francis. So good morning, Francis.
Francis from the Pee Wee movies?
It's got to be. You know, he's got to be. You know? Yeah. I know. I remember Francis.
Feedback from me?
No, you're good now.
Weird.
Amazed how they can manipulate things until Nvidia forecast is 3.6%. How much do you think? Headline forecast is 3.6. Now you got to remember that includes oil-driven inflation for PCE. So headline expected at 3.3% is from specifically oil-driven inflation. Core PC is what the Fed looks at. It excludes food and energy. Sure, we still see secondary effects of high oil prices, which is like shipping costs are higher, airplane tickets are higher, you know, etc. And so we still see some secondary effects. I mean, 3.3% is not super low, but you know, it does exclude direct oil prices. All right, guys. So now we're starting to see a rebound back up here. Look at the NASDAQ start to pop back up. A little volatility ahead. So Iran's Revolutionary Guard spokesperson says a couple different things just now. Said agreements of Iran and Oman in the Straits revenues. Okay, so yeah, the agreements include the share of Iran and Oman in the Straits revenues. They said the U.S. is obstructing the negotiation process between Oman and Iran, which has caused it to be delayed. It says the Strait will not be opened if U.S. does not accept our conditions. All right. Again, Strait will not be open unless the U.S. accepts our conditions. And the NASDAQ just jumped here. Oil hasn't moved down, so this seems to be maybe just Nvidia and other tech rebounding after all of this stuff. INTU started to rebound. Come on, green candle. Yeah, I mean, look at the Nasdaq pop back up. I'm tempted to short this, but I'm also like, we're still in a range, and so I don't want to take a position at the middle of the range here. If you zoom out, we are in a very obvious range scenario. It's probably all the catalysts today. Again, PCE, GDP, more data coming out, but do you have any opinion on Bitcoin, where it's going to go? Honestly, dude, I haven't even looked at Bitcoin today. Bitcoin's been on a run. Bitcoin's still at almost 80,000 right now. So Bitcoin has bounced all the way back from the 60s it saw earlier to the 80,000s. Not earlier today, but basically 80,000. It hit 81,200s yesterday for Bitcoin. So Bitcoin's starting to see more strength. I mean, part of this is because, did you hear about the Treasury news, Britt, regarding the Treasury buyback announcement?
No.
You didn't?
No.
Okay, so one of the issues in markets right now, again, and we talked about this a little bit earlier, but one of the big issues is that yields are so freaking high. And when yields are so high, it hurts liquidity. Like, people don't take out loans, they don't do things because, you know, it's so expensive to do things. It hurts the real estate market. Like, yields being up is negative for a lot of reasons. It does strengthen the dollar, but, you know, it's negative for a lot of reasons. And so with yields being at nearly 20-year highs, like we said earlier, Treasury Secretary Bassett said the Treasury was going to double the share buyback, and they might use the TGA account, the Treasury General account, which has almost $1 trillion in it, to do it. It's kind of like QE. It's not quite the same. Like, quantitative easing is when the Fed stimulates things by, you know, it's kind of a yield control method where they create online money and then use that online money to buy up bonds, essentially printing, you know, reducing yields, injecting liquidity and reducing yields consequently from it. And in turn interest rates, right? Now, this is kind of like that. You know, this is injecting liquidity,
Except
but it's not
using money they already have.
Correct. Right, correct. And it's not that. Yeah, they can sell bonds to do it, or they can not sell bonds, but they can use the TGA account. They can do all these different things to do it, but it's not quite the same thing. It's not as inflationary. It's the same. It's what it is. It's not as inflationary as QE would be, because QE is basically just money printing.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that, but the whole reason is to bring yields down, because yields are too high. People don't take out. Yeah, it hurts liquidity when yields are this high. It shows inflation worries and more. Man, I should have shorted the 200 exponential. But because Bitcoin and gold want easing, right? Like, I don't know if you've looked at gold lately, Britt, but because Bitcoin and gold want easing, this is a win. This is easing, right? It's not quite printing, but it's easing. And so one of the reactions that we saw, this was last Wednesday. This was a week ago today. One of the reactions in Bitcoin is Bitcoin shot up to 80,000. You know, gold right now, if you look at gold is all the way up to like 4,700s. It's starting to
4630 right now, I think, right?
Yeah, it's kind of pushing towards 5K. And that's a question, is like, are we going to hit 5,000 in the next month on gold? We could, but of course we might not.
I mean, shouldn't it be going down with bonds going up?
You would think, right? That's the dynamic we've seen, but you know, you also have to understand, like, gold already went up to almost 4,800. It went up to 4,755 a few days ago. And now it's basically just in a range, right? And so gold has already kind of made some big moves from it. So is crypto. And so essentially when this was announced, we ripped up and then we kind of went right back down. So like even the announcement of the buyback in the Treasury, it didn't really bring long-term yields down in a way in which markets wanted. Again, if you look at long-term yields right here, here's 2007, and this is where we are now. So we are essentially at 20-year highs, basically. 20-year highs in yields. And when this news was announced about the buyback and the TGA account potentially being used, I mean, obviously markets celebrated it some. Like, we did get an immediate fall in yields. What day was this? This was on the 19th. I'm trying to find the 19th. So we did get some drops in yields from this, but they didn't stay down. But again, some of the big winners are Bitcoin and gold with this news release. All right, guys, so we're about to hit 9 o'clock. Next GDP. 8 o'clock, yeah, sorry.
You should be.
Yeah.
How dare you mess
I
up?
thought, yeah. And for the 100th time in 2 days, the range holds. Yeah, I mean, we did hold the range, the bottom of the range here, and the Nasdaq did prop us up some. What's up, mister? What's up, Jason? If you look at the 1 hour chart, you can see the dip was due to that range filling down, nothing big. Yeah, it's just weird, all of a sudden, big sell-offs here. I think it's some rotation ahead of earnings in Nvidia, is what it seems like to me. I mean, there's definitely some rotation going on here. Nvidia just went right back to the previous closing price, too. Here's the 200x exponential. I'm watching that. What's up, John? Great name, bro. Great name. Gold broke out of its wedge.
I don't know. I'm not too fond of it myself.
Of what?
The name, John.
Oh, it's a great name, Britt. It's probably the greatest name. They walk in and they say, wow, would you look at that name? Don't talk about my name. Yeah, that's right.
Possibly the greatest name ever.
Gold broke out of its wedge. We're going up. All right. Yeah, so again, oil popping up to $80+ a barrel, or oil popped up a little bit to $80.63 a barrel. It hit $79.62 earlier. All good. Have a great day. What's up, X? Well, why is no one buying bonds if liquidity is flooding? I mean, people are buying bonds, One of the negative effects of it are, here's the dollar index. So the yield control should, in theory, bring the dollar down if yields go down. And the dollar is down. I mean, it's at 98s. It was at 101s. The problem with the dollar, though, is, the dollar is so... no matter what, people can make a negative argument for it. If the dollar goes down and yields fall, they say, oh, the dollar's failing. If the dollar goes up and yields are high, they say, oh, inflation's such a big risk. And, yields are high and it's the end of the world. So no matter what, people use it to say it's essentially the end of the world here with the dollar. But John is my name. We got a problem here. Boomdoc, your name is John too? We're all Johns
John
here. Yeah, top 3 names of all time. Yeah, Do you think it's the same?
There's a lot of people named John in the world.
I believe that. Yeah, for sure. Short gold, thank me later. Is gold a buy or short right now, Chad? I'm nervous even asking this question. But buy or sell gold right now? What do you guys think? Gold is starting to bounce. We're at 46.80s here. But we're still pretty red on the day on gold. It was at 47s yesterday. So we're still a little red here. Another John here. Hey, BB. You're John too. I'm John. You're John. We're all John. Buy or sell gold right now, chat? Let me know in chat right now. Buy or sell gold. Sell gold, short, buy. Me too, bro. I am also John. All right, dude. Now you guys are just full of crap. All right. There's no way y'all are all Johns. Y'all are just saying things. Cut it out. Cut it out here.
Sounds like a weird social movement rally. We are all John.
I stand with John.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is. Hey, listen, start it. Know it. There's no freaking way, Chuck, that your name is John too. I'm Kevin. I can respect the honesty, gamer. Too many shenanigans going on here.
I've heard Kevin is a nickname for John, though. So
yeah. Yeah, we're the Johns. That's right. That's right. Yeah, I think markets are just waiting for data here. Again, PC inflation, GDP data releasing in less than 30 minutes. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I'm not going to make too many big, bold bets. I think, realistically, I just want to see if we break out of this range. And it's going to depend on what the data shows up as. John's for life. Big John. Jon Snow.
Big John's a great song,
My name's Albert, but they call me John. I mean, that goes well, All right, guys. NASDAQ just turned. I should have shorted the 200 exponential here. Elton John. Hey, Falcos. No, I am John. What is this, Fight Club? Cut it out. Cut it out. Hey, no, thank you for the donation, Falcos. I appreciate it, brother. Thank you, sir. All right. Hey, what's up, Faye? How you doing?
Hey, Faye.
Hey, thank you, Falcos, for the donation, brother. Thank you, man. All right. NASDAQ 29,200s here. Let's see if we hold. I'm not really going to take a position right now. I'm going to wait for the data. We will trade based off of the data if we get something good. But, yeah. John Doe. All right. The John thing has just gotten out of control. I mean, do I love it? Yes. You know, is there too many shenanigans in the chat? Yes.
Oh, shenanigans.
It counts, Rob. We're all John. All right. Let's take a look at oil here. Oil's still creeping. Again, I think most people are just waiting for PC inflation data to come out, GDP data as well. It's going to make Hawk versus Dove movements. Obviously, it's going to move yields. And obviously, the bigger story today is Nvidia. Nvidia just went back to green on the day after falling down randomly all of a sudden a couple minutes ago. Pick another name? I know, dude. I'm going to change my name. You know, my son goes by Jack. I'm just going to, you know, I think Jack's a good, strong name. John Doe. That's right, Risk. You know. Is anyone trading?
Sorry.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Oh, it's always bothered me when nicknames, like, have no obvious relation to like the root name, or when the nickname has the same number of letters as, you know, the name it's a nickname for.
That's right. Yeah. If it's not shorter, send it back. You know. Yeah. Trust me, I heard that a lot, Jacob. I heard that a lot growing up. I promise. John Lurker. All right. So, man, I forgot what I was going to say. Nvidia is the big story of the day, too, though. I think even with PC and GDP, we still might creep sideways afterwards, regardless of what it is. Unless it comes in like super hot, I think we still might creep sideways afterwards, just because markets are bracing for Nvidia earnings after market close today. That is the single biggest thing that can move markets more than PCE. We've already had CPI this month, but Nvidia earnings is going to be the big thing here in 25 minutes. We have something, but I don't know if it's going to move markets unless it comes in like super hot or super low. Even low, there's an argument that it might not necessarily do too much. Nebius apparently has approved 20% Class A issuance authority and 20% buyback authorization for Nebius here. So we did get some news on Nebius. This looks like it was like 5 minutes ago, but here's NBIS. Not really moving on the news, but again, Nebius has approved 20% Class A issuance authority and 20% buyback authorization. Again, PCE expected to rise by 0.1%. With the annual rate expected to tick down to 3.6% year over year. Core is the big one, though. 0.2% up on the month is what's expected today. 0.1% previously. Annual core is seen at 3.3%. Headline CPI for the same month, right? For the same month in July, headline CPI rose 0.1%, cooler than expected. Previous, though, because of the big decrease we saw in June, was negative 0.4%. Core metric was a 0.2%. And so the last CPI report, which can mirror this, was more optimistic than expected, was better than expected. This push yields down. This reduced the rate hike odds substantially here. Now rate hike odds are sitting at, again, 36%. I still don't know if we're going to cut rates at all this year. It's going to depend on the data and the conflict in oil and a lot of other dynamics, yields and more. But
yeah, I actually did look up that etymology myself, ACO. So I did see that. And I wasn't referring to that being the nickname either. I know John's a standalone name.
Yeah, it's easy to distract somebody with ADHD. Yeah, it is. John Long Silver. I did not. Here's AMD at 477, so see if we keep dropping. Here's Google. All right, guys, we got 25 minutes. Do we raise rates this year? Chat. Yes or no? Do we raise rates? I don't know if we do. I just don't know if we do.
I don't care to guess at this point, honestly.
It's a tough guess, honestly. With 38% chance that we're going to raise rates next meeting, it's hard to bet on no rate hikes this year. But I tend to think Warsh is just going to be neutral. Maybe we raise. I don't know. Yes, we do. No. Hell no. No. So we are going long right. I'm not doing anything, bro. I'm waiting until this data comes out in 23 minutes. I don't think it's worth trading right now. The NASDAQ in a very flat, sideways, boring range. Yeah, I mean, maybe we cut early next year. Depends on if the conflict settles, though, realistically. You know, oil has to stabilize before we cut, I think. We have to see yields fall, oil stabilize, inflation concerns go down. There's a Goldilocks situation we need in order to justify rate cuts right now, I think. I don't think we should raise either. Raising's not going to do anything to oil-driven inflation anyway. So I think we should pause, personally. But people make it so political, and it's not political. I just think we should pause. I don't think we should cut. I don't think we should raise. I think Hawkstand don't like me because of it. CPI generally moves markets more, but it depends on each individual report. Ja. Raise rates this year, a hike. Long John Silver. Looks like I did good to take my 11 bucks and run. We need to get the drop over already. No way they break range. Cut before a hike. Pause till 2027. Why should we pause? Why should we move rates, Dirty South? What do you think we should do? I just explained why we should pause. Raising's not going to do anything to oil-driven inflation. A cut looks irresponsible right now based off, you know, inflation in general. And so I think we should pause. Do you guys agree? I don't know. All-time highs incoming. Inflation's mooning because of oil, though, Dirty South, right? So will a rate hike do anything to oil-driven inflation? Will this impact gold? Yeah, it's going to impact gold. Probably. Maybe. At least a little bit it'll move from it. We don't know how much. But
probably, maybe.
Probably, maybe just a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about Bitcoin. Genuinely don't know what Bitcoin's going to do. We'll see. Again, it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. All right, guys, we got 20 minutes left. 20 minutes. PCE inflation, Nvidia earnings day. Oil is down. Potential deal in Oman. Gold is down on the day as well. Bitcoin also down on the day also here. So Bitcoin's basically flat, but gold actually pulled back pretty heavy. And look at Nvidia reject here right at the previous closing price. So right at the previous close. Inflation was high before the Iran conflict. I mean, define high though, right? High is like 4 or 5%. You know, 2 point something, 3% is not necessarily high. That's pretty much average. Like, yeah, they want 2%. I want $1 billion. If I get 900 million, I'm gonna be pretty content with that, I think. You can watch the figures released here, bro. Back-to-back news might make it significant. Well, Nvidia earnings today is the other big. Obviously, it's the bigger event. Yeah, what was it before the conflict? It was like 2.8. And again, I think people make this really political when it's not. You know. Raising does zero, fellas. You're short. That's why you want a rate hike. I mean, that might necessarily be wrong. Again, do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. We got 20 minutes left until PCE inflation drops, GDP data drops. 20 minutes, a little bit less than that now.
You know you guys want to, you know.
Yeah, that's right. John, I found the old. Oh, is this me? Pawn just sent me this. Is this me? Jack, is this me right here, bro?
No.
That's not me?
It looks kind of like you, but it has an earring.
No?
No.
Alright, dude. I love you, bro.
Love you.
Have a good day, buddy.
Maybe it was like without the hair.
Without the hair? Should I grow my hair like that?
No.
I can get a gold earring.
Without the hair.
Nah, that's not you. That guy's far more handsome.
I love you, buddy. Have a good day, man. Yeah. I might get a gold earring, dude. I might wear one tomorrow. I think my ears are still pierced. Right
It's
now.
like a mix between you and Paul Rudd.
It does. Gotta see it. I'm gonna show up tomorrow with a gold earring.
If Paul Rudd was Jack Sparrow.
Yeah. Bus runs at 7. If you were a model, man, y'all are just shooting shots at me today, man.
And you're right in the feels, huh, John?
Y'all are being mean, man. Y'all are being mean. You know, I don't appreciate it. All right. No, my ears are still pierced. I pierced my ears with a safety pin when I was like 18. They never closed up. Yeah, they're still pierced. Yeah.
I'm actually re-gauging mine so I can put my 14 gauges back in, which is not that big. Yeah. I like them. Cool. I kind of miss having them. I took them out for like 2 years.
Yeah. Yeah, Jack's just in here trying to run. John Sparrow. Yeah.
I mean, you're almost as charming as Johnny Depp.
John, I have a gut feeling that Nvidia earnings is going to crash the market. I don't know, bro. I don't know, dude. Everybody says this ahead of Nvidia earnings. They're like, Nvidia earnings are going to absolutely be a catastrophe. They're going to dump markets down. It's going to be the end of the world as we know it. Everybody's going to run away. Michael Burry's going to dance in the streets. And like they say all these different things, probably, ahead of Nvidia earnings. The last few earnings reports, I don't think we got that much volatility from them. Let me look this up. What did Nvidia do? Where was Nvidia's last earnings date? May 20th. Okay. Let's see. Here's May. Is this the 20th right here? No, that's the 30th. 20th, 20th.
When you said Michael Burry was going to be dancing the streets, just got a mental picture of... oh, what's the dude that played him again?
Christian Bale.
Yeah, I just got a mental picture of Christian Bale like dancing down the street like Michael Jackson in the Beat It video.
Yeah, was it May 20th? When was the last Nvidia earnings? Chat. What? Oh, hello. I love you. Have a good day. Chad, help me out here. When was the last Nvidia earnings? Hello. Chad, are you there? 15 minutes here, Chad. 15 minutes.
It sounded like you expected them to verbally answer you.
Are you here? Yeah, so again, if this was the last Nvidia earnings week, or no, it must have been Wednesday, right? May 20th, May 19th. People are saying a bunch of different things.
May 26th. Somewhere around May 20th, it looks like.
I don't think it was on a Monday, though, for Nvidia earnings. I think usually they're on Wednesday, so I think it might have been the 22nd. Either way, this is the last week of Nvidia earnings. We got basically no volatility. We ended up breaking out that Friday, but like Nvidia earnings have been underwhelming lately. Yeah. May 20th is Wednesday. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm thinking is May 20th. I don't know. Maybe I'm looking at this chart.
Yeah, right.
Oh, dude, I'm looking at March. I'm stupid. I'm looking at March, guys. I'm a freaking dummy. Here's May 20th, right? So here's May 20th. I'm stupid. This is Nvidia earnings. So they didn't do anything the last earnings report. They dropped a little bit, recovered, and then dropped, and then recovered. And we're here now. We're at 212s. So Nvidia didn't do too much from their earnings report last time anyway. I know, guys, I know. Chastise me, it's fine. I accept it. Nvidia went up before and during earnings and then went down. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. It didn't crash, though. Like, we didn't see any big catastrophic crash here. All right, guys, we got 14 minutes left. 14 minutes left in PC inflation. We did a poll earlier. We said, does core PC inflation show higher or lower versus the 3.3% expected? 56% think higher. 44% think lower. So 56% of people think inflation is going to show up higher than expected. 44% think lower. I'm not saying the chat's wrong. You know, maybe the chat could possibly, you know, be right. You know, it's possible the chat could be right. Am I going to bet the house on the chat? No. Could they be right? Yes. As expected. I mean, I guess I could make a bet here on PC inflation. I mean, it's just a straight up guess. I'm going to go with year-over-year core 3.2. I'm going to go with 3.2 for core PC. I don't really have a good track record with PCE inflation, though. I just don't. But if we look at the core PC inflation graph here, like here's core PCE data. You can see, like, one of the things that's been driving PCE, obviously, is the Iran conflict. So, like, here, you know, the inflation was already arguably going up prior to it. But it's still 3%. You know, it's not the end of the world. The Iran conflict made it spike. You know, oil-driven inflation mostly. You know, here's prior to the conflict in February. This is after the conflict. Went from 3% to 3.3. It's expected at 3.3 today, so it's basically expected to be the same as what it was last time, year over year. So again, inflation data expected basically the same as it was. We also can look at the month over month reading here. But again, GDP data last time showed 1.5% for quarter 2 GDP. 1.5%. We'll see if they change those. And the way GDP works, guys, the way they do this with GDP is you get 3 different GDP reports. You get the initial estimate, which is the most variance heavy. You get the first revision, and then you get the final revision. Because it goes by quarterly. This is for quarter 2 GDP. Core excludes energy prices, Captain, and the Fed looks at core. So the Fed looks at core PCE. Core because it excludes food and energy prices, right? The Fed's preferred inflation metric is PCE inflation, but it's core PCE is what they go by. Now, there's still some effects in oil to secondary. There are secondary effects in oil to core, right? Like, we're going to see some movement, and that's why we jumped up in March just from the secondary effects of it. If you look at a headline PCE inflation graph, that's much different. Like, here's headline PCE inflation graph, and you can see that's a much different graph here. You know, again, here's prior to the conflict here, and here's after the conflict. You know, so like you can kind of see what we've done since this conflict started. You know, we've been moving up. There's rumors of leaking. There's always rumors of leaking. It's always nonsense, though. The leakers have not gotten it right in 10 years, a little exaggerating, but the leakers have not. Long time. Yeah, they haven't gotten it right in the last 3 years of me reporting economics. In 3 years, they say, hey, it's going to come in here, and then it shows up something wildly different. And so there's always rumors of a leak. It's most likely market manipulation. Like, it's almost never right. And watch it be right this time, but it's almost never right. They're almost never accurate with the PCE inflation. Or with most of the time they do it with like CPI. They also do it with Fed rate decisions where they're like, oh, the Fed's going to hike interest rates. But most of the time they're just trying to manipulate things. And again, here's gold. Gold is down on the day, but if inflation comes in, you know, super low, I think gold will celebrate and probably go up.
Has silver been tracking up with gold in the last however many days?
Yeah. This mostly started the big run in gold and Bitcoin and silver started Wednesday last week, right? So which was, I believe, the 19th. So you can kind of see like right here on the 19th, silver popped up as well. So most of this run back up has been from the Treasury announcement about kind of like stimulating and bringing yields down.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys, 8 minutes. Oh my god. Bro, I don't know. Like, I try to hide from the Trinity songs, but no matter what, they find me.
I don't even know what that is.
It's some... I don't know who it is either, but apparently they pop up on my playlist. NASDAQ's starting to rally here, though, a little bit.
You never actually said what level silver was at.
Oh, silver... my bad. Silver futures are sitting at 68. It's almost $69 a barrel.
Okay, cool.
I'm just joking an ounce. Yeah. But the Nasdaq's still in this range here. Let's wait for PC inflation. But again, we got 7 minutes left, 7.5 minutes. What's your last minute predictions here, chat? What percentage do you think core PC inflation shows up as? A lot of people said 3.1. I'm going to go with 3.2. What do you guys think PC inflation shows up at? Core PC year over year specifically. Nvidia just went back green on the day. .4, 3.2, 3.4, 3%, 3.2. Buy or sell. 3.1%, I hope. 0.1% month over month. 2.9% core year over year. If we show up at 2.9%, gold should rally. Yields should fall. And markets should celebrate if we show up at 2.9%. I don't think we're going to, but it's possible. We could. Like, it's definitely possible. Hey, thank you, Kay, for the subscribe, my friend. And thank you for reminding me to put this in sub-only mode right now. I forgot. And we are now in sub-only mode, friends. Nasdaq's starting to pop up here. Let me make sure there's no news.
Hey, John, put it in sub-only mode.
You're a minute late, Britt. A minute late.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so Micron names Manish Bhatia. I'm sorry, Bhatia as COO and president. Let me see, MU. MU's not really moving too much on this news. Nvidia is bouncing back, though. We're still in this range. Again, 6 minutes ahead of this release, though. 2.9%, 3.4, 3.3. Have a heart. Hit that like button. 3.6% is expected. 3.6% is expected for headline PCE, which is not the main one. The one that will cause more volatility is core PCE. It's what the Fed uses to guide rate decisions. This will move yields. This will move interest rate sentiment. But the one you want to look at is is core PCE inflation. That's the one that they watch. That's the most highly watched one in markets. Headline PCE is going to be high because of oil-driven inflation. But core is what guides the Fed. And so core is generally what you want to look at. Again, as we have about 2,000 people here 5 minutes before this report. Hey, thank you, NG. Appreciate the sub, my friend. Thank you, brother. What time I trade? I mean, I don't know how to answer that. Hey, thank you for the subscribe. Appreciate it, guys. Is 3.3% expected for core? What do we need to pump? I mean, to pump, realistically, we need like 3.13, 2.9. Like anything under 3.2 will probably make markets celebrate, but you don't know for sure. But I would say, I don't know, what number do you guys think we need to show up as to make markets rally? And when I say markets, I'm talking gold, indices, like dovish sentiment. I would say anything 0.2% or greater under expected is generally what you need to make markets celebrate. But it's not a given, right? Like with this data coming out, we already had CPI. With this data coming out, and the other big question mark is Nvidia earnings today. So I think markets, even with low inflation, might not rally as much as they normally do just because of that big potential headwind after the closing bell today with Nvidia earnings. 4 minutes left, chat. 4 minutes. Hey, what's up, Vic? Hey, thank you, man. Appreciate it, dude. 2.9%, 3%.
Subscribe, Tolga.
Yeah, 3.9%. Even if I think we're talking about headline PCE year over year, would probably make markets dump, obviously. Can we trade this on Top Step? I'm not sure. I think on Top Step they restrict. I don't know. PCE is not like. I think they restrict CPI. I'm not sure if they restrict PCE. They might not actually. Now that I think about it. We out of the president's cooking the books. Well, they already bought the crap out of 29,100, so somebody thinks it's going up. Yeah, I mean we're in a range right now though. 3 minutes, chat. 3 minutes. Yeah, the highlight of the day is really Nvidia earnings at 5 p.m. The earnings call at 4 p.m. I think they released their numbers specifically at 4:20 Eastern Standard Time for Nvidia. So we're gonna fly after this. BitBoy just tweeted 2.9%. Hey, nice, Matthew. Congrats, dude. I don't know, bro. The way my PC coming in at 21. Make sure to hit that live button. Yeah, hit the live button next to the play button. Put it in 2x speed. Make sure you're not delayed here. For PC, inflation, and GDP. GDP is also a question. Like, this is all hawkish versus dovish sentiment. Dovish meaning low interest rate pushing, which would, in order to reduce rates, we need low inflation. Hawkish meaning restrictive, higher interest rate sentiment, higher yields, right? And so if inflation comes out high, that pushes rate hike odds up. That makes yields spike. And so the big question is hawks versus doves here. And low is dovish, high is hawkish for inflation. If inflation's high, you don't have the green light to cut interest rates, and that reduces interest rate odds and more. So 2 minutes left, chat. 2 minutes left. Let's see what we get. All right, guys. NASDAQ is starting to move a little bit here. Where's gold? I'll put gold and the NASDAQ up so we can watch both of them. I could also watch the dollar index to see how it's affected in terms of yields. But here's gold right here. It's at 46.80. So the NASDAQ in a very quiet range, but starting to head up a little bit ahead of this report. We got a minute and a half left. 1.5 minutes, chat. 1.5 minutes. NASDAQ is still pushing, though. 250s right here. Let's see if 250 holds us. That's a level we have on our chart. But here we go. We got a minute and 20 seconds. Trade the rage until it breaks. What are the headlines today besides PCE? Nvidia earnings. All right, here we go. 1 minute, chat. 1 minute. Hit the live button next to the play button. Put it at 2x speed. PCB right on market open. GDP and PCE will move the market. Nobody knows. I mean, it depends on what the numbers show up as. Again, lower by 0.2% or greater is going to maybe boost markets. Higher by 0.2% or greater is probably going to drop markets, but we don't know for sure. 40 seconds left, chat. 40 seconds. Here we go. Make sure you hit the live button. You're caught up on the stream. You can put it in 2x speed as well if you're delayed, but hit the live button. Less than 30 seconds now, chat. 25 seconds. GDP data is expected at 1.5%. We also have core durable good orders and more showing up, but PCE inflation expected at 3.3% for core year over year. 15 seconds. Here we go. In 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And here's the data right now. Okay, guys. So, core PCE data or durable goods showed up at 1.1%. PCE showed up at 0.2% on the month, 3.3% on the year, flat. As expected for PCE data. GDP was also flat at 1.5%. But look at the NASDAQ drop here. Again, headline PCE showed up higher than expected at 3.7 and 0.2%. So slightly higher headline PCE. Flat core PCE. PCE 3.3% for core year over year versus 3.3% expected, 3.3% last time. Headline PCE was higher on both fronts. Month over month, 0.2 versus 0.1. Year over year headline, 3.7 versus 3.6. Everything else was flat. Month over month core was flat. Year over year core was flat. Durable goods showed up at 1.1%, but this is slightly more hawkish than expected. And so this is making markets fall here. Again, slightly more hawkish than expected. This is making markets fall some. Headline PCE was the driver, though. Core PCE was basically flat. Headline PCE was higher than expected month over month and year over year by 0.1% on both. So GDP was flat as well, 1.5 versus 1.5. But again, headline PCE is what's driving these drops in markets here. Algorithms are picking this up. I'm sure if we look at the dollar index is probably spiking up. Yeah, look at the Dixie spike. Again, headline PCE slightly higher than expected. 0.2% versus 0.1% expected. Headline PCE 3.7 versus 3.6% year over year for headline PCE year over year. But again, PCE mostly flat here. Mostly flat with higher, specifically headline PCE data. And again, we can look at the current release here. Again, July. Yeah. But again, headline PCE higher than expected. Headline PCE higher than expected. And markets did not like this. NASDAQ dumped here. 29,180s on the NASDAQ right now. So again, Inflation heated up a little bit. Look at the NASDAQ fall on this news. Could this be an overreaction? I might actually trade this some here. But again, this is pushing yields higher. I'm sure this is pushing the dollar higher. All right, we went ahead and bought this dip. I think it's somewhat of an overreaction based off of headline oil-driven inflation here. So we bought the dip. We might add to this. Definitely a little riskier trade, but that's okay. It's small size right now. But again, headline PCE, I'll put a banner up on screen here, but headline PCE did show up higher than expected for both month over month and year over year. GDP was 1.5%. But I did buy this dip. I think this could be an overreaction here. We'll see if it holds. But again, PCE data headline higher than expected. All right, we're in this now. Hey, thank you, Frederick, for the subscribe, my friend. I appreciate it, brother. Thank you, sir. I'm going to give this a little bit more time here. Markets did react negatively to this report, and we broke out of the range, but I think this could be an overreaction. I think there's also an argument for ranging today ahead of Nvidia earnings. But again, maybe I'll... that's not bad. All right, we'll take a little bit off here. There we go. Hold 2 contracts left. See what happens here, though. But again, headline PCE higher than expected. Core flat. Headline higher. 0.2% versus 0.1% expected headline. Month over month, year over year, we showed up at 3.7% versus 3.6% expected. Higher. Do markets bounce back today? Let me know. Bear trap. This should make gold go down, I'm assuming here, right? So gold did negatively react to this. So gold did negatively react, but again, I think this could be an overreaction in markets. Headline PC is not what the Fed uses to guide it. All right, there we go. We'll take a little bit more off. Just try to ride it up back to the bottom of their range here and get out. Yeah, Nvidia earnings obviously the big story of the day for sure. But again, I think this could be an overreaction. And since then, we did bounce back some. It doesn't mean we're not continuing down though. But I'll put a banner up on screen so you guys can see it here at the bottom. But again, GDP flat. Core PCE flat. Headline PCE higher than expected on both fronts. That's the story right now. See if we move now. Buy or sell the market right now, chat. What do you guys think? Buy or sell? What did rate hike odds do? I'm sure yields are up from this report based off of market responses here. If we look at 2-year Treasury yields, I'm sure they're up a little bit from this report. Yeah, like here's 2-year Treasury yields. They spiked. I mean, this is all expected here. I mean, it's slightly higher than expected PCE inflation, making markets nervous. But headline PCE did spike a little bit month over month and year over year, 3.7% year over year. Yields are up a little bit. I'm sure this is going to make rate hike odds slightly more probable next meeting. All right, so I asked people buy or sell. We got a lot of different answers here. I see sell, buy, sell, buy the dip. Buy, sell, hands off, buy. That was a lot of bearish volume. Yeah, I mean, we're still breaking down here. Right, so look at the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ's still falling down. You can look at the dollar index shoot up. Hey, thank you for the sub, my friend. Thank you, brother. Is that a Greek name I see? Hey, thank you for the subscribe, my friend. I appreciate it. Are we looking at a Fed rate hike scenario with this data? I don't think this data is enough. I don't think it's enough. I mean, we can look at the Fed rate hike odds next meeting. I'm sure they're going to be up slightly after things digest and they digest the yields. But markets certainly don't like higher inflation right now. But I'm showing rate hike odds still at 34% chance. But this is subject to change here once they digest the yield spike. Yields are up. 2-year Treasury yields are up from this. And so I think once they digest it, I might buy this again here, though. It's a little risky, though. Let me see. We're at 150s. We made a little bit. Maybe we'll give it back. I still think this is an overreaction to a certain extent, though. But again, Nvidia earnings is kind of the question mark now, too, though. All right, there's a little bit more. We'll take a little bit off here. Catch a recovery bounce. There we go. We'll take a little bit more off here. I'm just kind of scalping this move. We made a few hundred from this already, I think, but... It's not bullish data. I think the market reacted really negatively, though. So it's not bullish data, don't get me wrong. But, all right, we're going to take a little bit more off here. That 150s level's propping us up. And we're going to get out the rest there. All right, cool. Up a few hundred on the day now. That's great. Heading into Nvidia earnings. But yeah, the 150 level we drew on our chart earlier held a lot of support here. This is why this guy is smart. Love watching you live. Hey, thank you, LS. I appreciate you, my friend. Thank you, brother. But the net effect of this is going to be higher rate hike odds, though, probably. I mean, look, core was flat. Maybe markets are more optimistic, but I think when you look at yields did jump from this. Again, here's yields, 2-year treasury yield specifically. So they did jump even more since the last time I looked at them. They're at 4.209% right now. Yeah, so look at 2-year treasury yield spike, which are more pegged to Fed rate moves. So I'm assuming the odds of a hike are going to go up. And you can see the dollar strengthen on higher yields. You can see yields go up. So I'm assuming we're going to have higher rate hike odds now. If you look at gold, gold originally negatively reacted to this. It's still net down from it, but not a crazy big reaction in gold. Hold long. Nvidia's at the closing bell today at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tonight, really impressive watching you trade. Really cool watching you trade. I don't do so personally, but it's impressive. Hey, thank you, Gravy. You know, the game is cold, but it's gravy, bro. MC, you know?
That sounds terrible.
It's a great song, bro. It's a great song. Yeah.
I don't like cold gravy.
I'm banging screws. I'm whipping my Mercedes. Y'all don't know. Y'all don't know. Everybody loves Pepsi, Britt.
Not me, apparently.
Rest in peace to Pepsi. Yeah. There's no way. Yeah, I don't think we're getting a rate hike either. Again, after this data, do you guys think we raise next meeting? Yes or no? Do we get a rate hike next meeting? I still don't think so. I don't think this data is enough to push it down. Core was flat. And so I don't think we're getting a rate hike. But markets didn't like this data, obviously. So they did not like this data. No, probably not. Yeah, I still don't think we're raising rates. I mean, the data was not... Like, in order to get a rate hike next meeting, I genuinely think we would need... I genuinely think we need much higher inflation than this, and I think we need a couple consistent readings of it. Hey, thank you, thank you, EB. Appreciate it, brother. Thank you, sir. And so I just don't think we're going to get that yet. We will pause. Bun B's still alive, bro. But yeah, I think we pause the next meeting. I think we probably pause the meeting after that, but that's going to depend on a lot more stuff. Before the next meeting, we do have another CPI inflation report. We have payroll data. We have more stuff coming out ahead of it. So, and what do we have next week? Do we have, I know we have Kevin Warsh on Friday. I think that's going to have a lot to do with it. And look, the NASDAQ's still bouncing back some from that 150 level. Next week, we have the jobs report on Friday. Last time showed up at negative 23,000. We have the ADP jobs report Wednesday. We have ISM services, ISM manufacturing. We have the JOLTS job report on Tuesday and more. So we got a lot of stuff next week and this week here that moves markets. The big center focus today, though, is Nvidia earnings. Yeah, so I'm sure the CME watch, so I see somebody say the CME watch still just updated to 36%. And I think, yeah, we're going to have slightly higher odds of a rate hike. Yeah, 36.4%. We're going to have slightly higher odds with somewhat higher inflation. But I don't think it's enough to cut. Or I don't think it's enough to hike Yeah, I just don't think it's enough. Also, guys, do me a favor here. If you haven't already, use my code for most major prop firms. Apex right now has really cheap accounts. And so if you've ever wanted to learn how to day trade, most day traders lose money. Doesn't matter who your mentor is, what they say. If you're just starting, or even if you're experienced, you're probably going to lose. But you can make a bunch of money doing it, and it can be a skill you'll have for the rest of your life. One of the best ways to learn is through prop firms. Apex is the cheapest, and so right now you can get 100K evals, $39 using code BGT. If you want no activation fee, $60, code BGT. You can get really cheap accounts. You can get a 5-pack bundle of standard 25K accounts, $75 for 5, basically $15 each using code BGT. You pass them, you get funded. So if you pass the 100K, you get funded 100K. You pass the 25K, you get funded 25K. And so it's a great way to learn. You're still probably going to lose if you're brand new day trading, but it's a great way to learn. You can also use my code on Lucid as well. Lucid Flex has the best funded accounts once you're actually funded in them, in my opinion. So it's a great way to learn. Here's the link for Apex if you want to help support the channel. But code BGT will get you the max discount, chat. There's the link right there. I'll pin it to the top of the chat. It's a great way to help support the channel.
Take advantage of it.
Yeah, it's a great way to help support the channel and help support our free content if you appreciate us here. You know. What is Apex? Apex, they give you a demo and they test your skill with the demo. You pass the test, they fund you the same amount. You pass a 25K eval, you got to make a certain amount of profit without losing a certain amount and following their rules. You pass it, you get funded. You fail, you lose, you know, the base one, $15. And so you're having some risk in learning how to day trade, but it's not the full extent of risk. Like, if you want to day trade, you're going to need thousands probably to get any type of liquidity done or any type of, you know, movement and you know, you're probably going to lose it if you've never traded before. So you can lose 2,000 learning, or you can lose $15 learning. And I think $15 is the way.
I don't know about that. I mean, you know.
Yeah, somebody
would dictate that you should clearly
lose 2,000.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, obviously.
Yeah. Can you explain to me, like I'm 5 years old, why this reaction was so bearish? Like you're 5 years old? Paying more for things is generally considered bad. High prices is bad. Okay, that's basically what you want. You know, if baby bottles are higher in price, mommy can't afford them. You know, that's the best
you
example.
$2 I give you. And you take away $1.
Yeah, that's bad. You know.
Yeah. I'm actually 9 years old, Matthew.
Hey, thank you, Ron. I bet you that joke got Ron. Ron's like, you know what? I got to subscribe to this guy right now. Hey, I appreciate you, Ron. Thanks for the subscribe, my friend.
I know it.
Please explain
Ron
to me.
Silvestri. Great last name.
Yeah, yeah. Please explain to me like I'm 90 years old.
I don't know. There's a dirt joke in there somewhere. I just can't find it.
Yeah, scooters going up in price is bad, you know.
Specifically rascals.
Caskets going up in price is going to hurt your family, you know.
That was dark.
Oh, sorry.
I mean, it was funny, but it was dark.
Dark John. I'm sorry. Rest in peace to Dolly Parton. All right, rest in peace. Like I said, maybe Jolene got her. Rest in peace. You know,
great song, but my favorite song by her was "Coat of Many Colors."
Okay.
As a quick aside, I don't want to get off into like a big tangent.
Yeah. No, you're right. All right, guys. Yeah, Model T's sitting on a lot of rust. Anyways, NASDAQ still pushing back down here. So we are getting closer to this low of the PC inflation report, 155. I'm trying to see the lows of the day. Not quite. Yeah, the lows of the day. We're pushing towards the lows of the day in the NASDAQ now. We had the small recovery bounce up to 190. We are now pushing towards the lows of the day now in the NASDAQ here. The dollar index is still probably going up, I'm assuming here. Yield prices are still going higher. And again, you might ask, I go over this correlation every day, but why is the dollar getting stronger? The dollar's getting stronger because yields spike, and when yields go up, investors from all around the world flock to buy bonds using the US dollar because they're getting paid higher yields for buying bonds. You know, bond yields go up, people got to use the dollar to buy them. So investors looking for deals use the US dollar to buy bonds, and consequently the dollar strengthens as yields increase. And inflation going up makes yields increase, higher interest rate sentiment, and more. Hope that makes sense. Hopefully, I know I say these correlations a lot, but again, if you understand the bond market, you understand markets to a certain extent. And so hopefully you guys appreciate it. Let me know if you guys like me trying to explain the bond market to you guys, but there's a lot to go on. There's a lot of nuance to it, but once you understand it, you know, you can kind of follow things a little bit easier. You can see where yields are going. You can see what that's doing to things, and it just makes more sense when you understand it. So hopefully you guys appreciate it.
You too could one day be as good as John.
Yeah. No, if you pass the eval, you don't take your profits with you. They just fund you whatever amount the account was.
They called him Tangent Brit in high school. No, actually, they called me, hey, that guy over there, move.
Yeah. We don't like you, John. You're just your stream. That's fair. The stream is better than I am. That's definitely true. The stream is a better person than me.
Stream is more than the sum of its parts.
Now explain why what Scott Bessent is doing after this data. I don't know what Bessett's doing. He's probably fixing his hair or something right now. Realistically, I mean, this is going to push yields higher, which it has. This is going to push rate hike sentiment higher, which it has. And so the Fed is already doing stimulation in the bond market, trying to bring long-term bonds down. Yeah, I have seen the robot MMA fights, Pawn.
Is that real?
Yeah, there's robot fights, bro. Listen, this is 2026, dude. There's robot fights. You know, How I Met Your Mother, the robot fights in Barney. What is it? Robots versus wrestlers?
Oh, yeah, robots versus wrestlers, yeah.
Yeah, that might be a thing coming soon. Yeah, I traded the one.
Yeah, remember?
Yeah. I did not trade the second bounce. I don't like the second test here. So I don't like I will buy the first bounce, which I did. I bought it right at 150 and we wrote it up and we sold. I do not like the second bounce. Even if it holds like it did, there's too big of a chance the second one causes like a breakdown to like the next level here. And so I usually prefer the first initial test of a level. In this case, 150. I'm not going to take the second one. So.
Yeah, dude, I'm gonna be like Hugh Jackman in Real Steel if that's where we're at now.
Yeah, maybe, bro. It's coming, dude. It's here, basically. Yeah. There's robots were going at it, though. Yeah. Pawn just sent me the video.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I saw the one where the robots were running, bro. I feel like I could beat that robot, though, in a race. I could definitely beat him at jiu-jitsu, I think. I don't know. He might beat me at jiu-jitsu.
So you think you could beat that robot in a race? This coming from the man who pulled a hamstring racing his son down the street.
Bro, my hamstring still hurts, dude. It genuinely does. Like, it genuinely does from that. Like, I don't know what happened, but I think it's from sitting so much.
No,
you know?
I know what happened. You're 38 and you decided to sprint without stretching.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. I did decide to sprint without stretching. But yeah, I still hurt from that.
No, I mean, to be fair, dude, like, I don't blame you. You know, like, you don't feel yourself getting older, you know? My dad makes the same mistake. I do too.
Yeah. Robot Red. Yeah, Britt just told everybody my age. I guess it's fine. I am 38 years old. That's okay, you know. But Britt doxing me in the chat right now. Just doxing me. Just putting my age out there,
I do apologize, but I'm pretty sure I've heard you tell them your age. But
no, I've never told. I'll say mid-30s, you know. I'm rounded down with my age here, all right? John, you look 18. I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate it.
To be fair, I'm 38.
Yeah.
As well.
What's my maiden name? You know, yeah, y'all respect your elder in here, chat. You know, I'm an elder millennial. That's right. You better respect me, you know. John's still the youngest person in the chat. It's not that I was hiding my age. I'd just rather not tell him my specific age here. Bro, people get weird, dude. People get weird, you know. Yeah, people get weird, they get obsessive, they get strange, they don't have a lot to do, you know, like, again, we had to ban somebody that was kind of a regular poster recently, just out of weirdness, just strangeness, just strange obsession, like, just weird, unfortunately. And so one of the things when you put yourself on the internet is that people get freaking weird. They don't, like, people that are struggling in life kind of find an outlet through you sometimes, and can really get really kind of off with it, to be honest. I've ran into a number of different people like that over the years running the stream, and it's kind of how it goes. Anyways, NASDAQ back down at 150s. Dollar index up. Yeah, it's definitely weird. Yeah, get off my lawn, right? You know? Darn kids. Ruining everything. Making inflation go higher. Unk? Yeah, definitely Unk. Unk used to be good. Now it's not fake. I'm pretty upset about it. My daughter calls me Unk.
Is it a bad thing now?
Oh, it's a bad thing. Saying Unk is not good. You know, it's bad.
That's new to me.
Yeah, Unk is like an insult. Like somebody calls you Unk, fighting words. All right. Not good. You know, not good. Yeah, I'm watching gold. Gold's honestly just flat, but the NASDAQ's still breaking down. Dollar index is still higher. Yields are still moving here. So, we'll see. Scotty doesn't know. Any daily low is a great entry. If you think the market is going down with billions being printed, then good luck with that. Yeah, but I think today's a little bit different here. We can look at printing potential and all that stuff, but I think Nvidia earnings are going to cause some rotations into things and out of things. And I think, you know, I do think maybe we range, but I don't think... But I do think it's possible we keep breaking down. Like, I think it's possible we trend down. Depends on the time frame of the trade, though, really. That's exactly why I run a faceless channel. People are scary. Yeah, Goose. People are just weird, dude. You know? Yeah, people are just off. Ray Dalio says, load up on gold and Bitcoin. Yeah, I mean, look, those are rate-sensitive assets right now. Gold just cracked lows, speaking of gold. NASDAQ just broke lows as well. Dollar index just spiked, and gold just cracked the low level before retracing back up here. But we are under that 150 level now on the NASDAQ. Oil just spiked up, too, simultaneously here, so this actually seems geopolitical. Okay, so we got senior Iranian source telling Reuters just now. The breaking news that we got just now is that an agreement with Oman over the Strait of Hormuz has not yet been finalized, according to a senior Iranian source. This has made oil pop up a little bit. This is the breaking news right now. Oil up to 80.5s, 80.6. And so, yeah, that is what's making oil spike up a little bit and probably causing gold to drop just now as well. Again, a senior Iranian source told Reuters, apparently, an agreement with Oman over the Strait of Hormuz has not yet been finalized. That is the news moving things. Obviously, this is more hawkish as well, right? So we got a couple different hawkish reports today. We got PC inflation showing higher than expected for headline. Core was flat, but then this move spikes oil, brings yields even higher, raises the dollar index, drops the NASDAQ, drops gold simultaneously, and more right now in markets here. Nvidia is also falling down, but look at oil jump on this news. Again, I'll put the news up in chat, I guess, right now. Your beard is weird? All right, MGK. All right, bro. To be fair, Eminem's beard is kind of weird, though. You know, it looks strange. Like, it seems, you know...
It looks like somebody drew it on.
No, it really does, bro. Eminem's beard is hella weird, you know? It's just off. I like Eminem.
I think part of...
You know?
I think part of it is that he doesn't he, like, dye it black or something?
Yeah, no, that's what it looks like. It looks like he used too much Just for Men on his beard.
Shoe polish.
Yeah, his beard is kind of weird, you know? I mean, it's a terrible line, but still.
Well, like, he's hitting that age where he looks like somebody's, like, elderly aunt.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. Yeah. Can I look at John without the beard? There you go, just for you, bro. All right, guys. So again, oil jumped up. This is the news moving markets right now. I'll put it up on screen right now. Again, a senior Iranian official says that an agreement with Oman with the Strait of Hormuz has not yet been finalized, according to sources. This is the news right here. Yeah. Again, Iran and Oman are still working on the details of an agreement over the Strait of Hormuz. An agreement has not yet been finalized, apparently. We're still holding at that 150 level on the NASDAQ as we head into the 9 a.m. scrum here in about 3 minutes here. So we still are holding somewhat. Again, the bigger story today is is Nvidia earnings, though. So I think like the opening bell is relevant regarding all these hawkish fears ahead of the open, but right now, again, I think the bigger news is Nvidia earnings after the bell today. When US opens, they will bring it back to pre-news price potentially. Can't wait to see what happens at the open. Hey. We'll see, dude. Bull or bear for the opening bell? You remind me of Zach Galifianakis? I mean, I know I'm just as funny as him.
It's a low blow, though.
I know. I took that as an insult, dude. You know. I'm going to buy a giraffe, though.
I mean, like, to be fair, he is really funny, but he's also kind of off-putting to me in certain things.
I think he's funny. I like Zach. He's funny.
He is overall, but like Between Two Ferns, like, weirded me out.
Yeah, but that was all scripted anyway. They already knew. Bear for open, bull for opening. All right, guys, here's the 9 a.m. scrum in 1 minute. Oil just jumped up to 80.7s. 80.7s. Trading between two firms. Bear for open, bull for opening. Open could be a sea of red. Software already in the gutter because of INTU. Yeah, INTU posted bad guidance numbers here. And they are down pretty significantly, although they started to rebound. But look at the percentage drop in INTU. And this is ahead of Nvidia earnings. So software in the slumps. We have maybe a little... IBM, honestly, has been doing okay. Microsoft is red on the day, though. ServiceNow is red on the day. So we are seeing some sympathy negative movement in markets from software getting slumped here. All right, guys, here we go. 20 seconds until the market on open data. I'm curious to see how markets respond to this data today, though. Again, oil just jumped. Still down on the day, though, I think. But it is up to 80.6s now after that catalyst here. PA stands for performance account. It's a funded account. Yeah, I mean, it's not a huge jump in oil. But it's just news. Hey, thank you, Matt Z, my guy. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Thank you for the subscribe, my friend. Meta agrees to pay a maximum of $16.68 billion to states as part of a deal, according to the court filing. Again, Iran and Oman continue discussing terms of a deal regarding the Strait of Hormuz, according to an Iranian source. All right, so here's 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock, nothing's really moving. Oil dipped down a little bit here. We can look at... Let me see the dollar.
Thanks for the subscribe, Matt.
Yeah, the dollar's still moving up some. What asset do you guys want to buy ahead of Nvidia earnings today? Let me know. Do you want to buy Nvidia? Time frame is next 5 years. Holding for 5 years minimum. What asset do you guys want to buy ahead of Nvidia earnings today? Let me know. Gold, Bitcoin, Nvidia, sympathy movement, AMD, chips, memory. Not gonna lie, I'd never trade on music like this. I don't want to get hyped up. Yeah. It's my job to get you guys hyped up. I'm like a DJ, you know. Gold, Meta, Micron, Nvidia, Meta, Gold. 10-year yields keep pushing up steady. Yeah, higher inflation data. XRP, Hewlett Packard, Google, SpaceX. There was tweets, AG Finance, but it wasn't. There were tweets, but it wasn't. It wasn't market moving. They were mostly political. You almost got me, Jason, but I didn't fall for it. 5-year hold. SpaceX, perhaps. Where's SpaceX right now? Look at the dollar still rising. Yield still rising here. SpaceX is at 137. It's slightly down, but. So what Bassett was doing, Britt. So Bassett a few days ago. Britt said, wasn't Bassett threatening to do certain things a few days ago? Bassett was threatening to isolate countries that deal with Iran economically, right? So it was an economic isolation plan. He didn't actually, he threatened sanctions. He didn't follow through with any of them yet, but he basically, there's a plan now to, again, what they're doing is they're trying to put public pressure on Iran. Like, that's what this is, you know. We'll see if they follow through with it, but that's what they're trying to do to get a deal closer. So it's just public pressure is what this is, which both sides are doing.
I just didn't understand the nature of the economic isolation this time. It was something to do with, like, not letting them trade on the dollar. I can't remember exactly what it was. It was something that I hadn't really heard of before, is why I was asking about it.
Yeah, it might have been something like that. I have to look into more details regarding that, but activation fees, I think, are like, it depends on which one, Jacob. I think they're like one something, but I might be wrong here regarding Apex. You know, so I could be wrong here. Look at the dollar still strengthened here, though. The dollar's still moving up right now, speaking of the dollar. So the dollar is still rising. QE is coming soon. I mean, we're kind of doing a version of QE now, but again, what we're doing now is the Treasury buying up bonds. Like, we're looking at maybe the Treasury buying up bonds. Doubling the size using the Treasury general account. QE is when the Fed prints, though. So this, what we're doing is a little bit different from like just straight up quantitative easing. Quantitative easing is when the Fed creates online money and then buys up like bonds and MBSs with it, basically expanding the balance sheet of the Fed and printing money, trying to push yields down. It's a stimulative measure trying to push yields down, interest rate sentiment lower. This is stimulation, though. This is it's not quite printing, but it's stimulation. It's meant to stimulate yields and bring yields down. And remember, guys, I talked about the Bank of Japan, right? Like, U.S. intervened in the Japanese bond market not that long ago. You know, why did they intervene? Is because Japan is one of the largest holders of bonds, of U.S. treasuries. And since if the Bank of Japan, because of, you know, if we don't intervene, the Bank of Japan, if we didn't intervene, the Bank of Japan would have been forced to sell a bunch of U.S. treasuries. And again, remember, treasury prices, bond prices, and yields inverse. And so if the Bank of Japan starts unloading U.S. treasuries, U.S. bonds, bond prices go down. And then what happens to yields? Yields spike. And so if the U.S. didn't intervene, our yields would have spiked even more. And that's already an issue right now. That's already a problem. Inflation fears, oil, all this stuff pushing yields higher. If we would have let them unload all those U.S. treasuries, yields would have spiked even more.
So that basically would have been flooding the bond market?
Yes, right. Like reducing the price of reducing bond prices and spiking yields, yes.
So how did we intervene exactly? I know you said we did intervene. I just didn't hear how.
Well, we intervened through sorry, I'm running a blank. Let me make sure I get this right. But we intervened.
Okay. I didn't mean to put you on the spot. I'm sorry. I just haven't heard about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure I get this right. Somebody said I got it wrong earlier. Yeah, this was July 31st. We sold euros from international reserves and buying the Japanese yen. I knew we bought the yen, but I wanted to see how we did it. So we sold euros from international reserves and bought the Japanese yen. Okay. Like, intervention just means like we're buying up there, you know.
So we just basically attempted to strengthen their currency.
Correct. So they didn't have to unload our U.S. treasuries.
Okay, cool. And no, Ace Fly, I'm not Canadian.
Yeah, Philly got it right. No, he's not Canadian. You would know if he was Canadian. I'd mess with him more. Yeah, I knew in intervention we bought the yen, right, by intervention. But we sorry, I just got another email. But the way we did it is we sold euros to do it. All right, guys, we have 25 minutes left. 25 minutes left. The EU was not notified, which is kind of funny. Yeah, they just took a side hit in that randomly. Oil's still kind of popping up, though. The dollar index did just dip down some, which means maybe some lower yield sentiment coming in markets. Let me see where yields are at now. I still got to check the... Yeah, yields are still going up here, though. But they're starting to pull back a little bit here, too. Whoa, I expanded that a little bit too much. Look. 4.2% right now.
You talking to me?
Are you talking to me? You're breaking up, Britt. New floor 10-year yield is 4.65%. Yeah, I'm looking at the Fed watch tool now. I wanted to see... Yeah, so look, rate hike odds have gone all the way up to 40+% now in terms of next meeting. 40+% gain in or not 40+% gain, but 40+% chance that we raise rates next meeting. Oil just spiked up a little bit more here. Oil is about to go flat on the day. Look at oil. Oil up to 80.81s.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, now I can.
Okay. I think I've got a storm blowing through, so...
Yeah. Yeah, lower yields is better for safe havens. And it shows risk on versus risk off sentiment. Again, risk on sentiment is like gold, equities, Bitcoin. Risk off sentiment is guaranteed returns like bonds or CDs or money markets or whatever. Look at oil's jump up though. Let me see if there's news on this. This means the Fed will raise. I mean, it's 40%, and so it's still not the most probable outcome. I don't think we're raising here. You know, core PC flat, oil-driven inflation. And again, I go back to this because this is actually important. But will raising rates do anything to oil-driven inflation? Core was flat, excluding oil. Including oil, it was higher than expected for both headline year-over-year and month-over-month. But will raising rates do anything to that? There's an argument that's not going to do anything to oil-driven inflation.
I'm having a little trouble hearing you. I'm going to hang up and come back.
All right. Brit and that Starlink internet, bro. Hello, is this Starlink support? Hello? All right, NASDAQ still breaking down a little bit. Yield's still going up some. I don't see any news yet. But, oil's still rising here. Again, Meta's up after the company agrees to pay $16.7 billion to settle claims at Facebook and some of the lawsuits. So them settling the lawsuits at almost $17 billion is making people more optimistic. It's probably lower than people expected regarding the settlement, and so you know them settling the lawsuit is seen as a win. And Meta's ripping up because of this. It's at 595s right now for Meta. You can see Meta right here. What's up, Britt? You there, bro? Alright guys, Nvidia still breaking down at 212s. Gold should bounce here. Nvidia aftermarket closed. Yeah, Nvidia earnings are after the bell. Nvidia's starting to flush though. Just cracked 212s, NASDAQ falling down. Yeah, I saw the already above Sutter on the Iran Oman agreement. Basically, the agreement with this is that, or there's still no finalized deal version. They're still working on it though, but this is what made oil jump up earlier on the day here. So it did make oil jump up some. And I don't see any really breaking news here outside of the Iran Oman news. Again, you can kind of see on the right, on the left side actually, a senior Iranian official says that an agreement with Oman with the Strait of Hormuz has not yet been finalized according to sources. Yo, Britt, you there? Yo. Hey, thank you, Crypto. Appreciate the love, brother. Thank you, man. Thank you for the subscribe, my friend. All right, guys, we got 18 minutes until the market opens. We're green on the day. I'm a little nervous about it though. We are under 150s, but the breakdown seems to be slowing here.
Am I coming through?
Yeah, you are now. What's up, dude?
Okay, nothing. I don't know. My computer just spazzed
Yeah, call Starlink support, bro. You know?
out. Sorry. Yeah. Good luck.
Yeah. All right, let's see if we can get over 150 here in the NQ. 150 is a level that has been respected a lot today. 150 specifically. So, I did buy a little bit of this dip just now. I want to see if we push higher. I'll probably hold the rest break even.
150,000?
What? Hold on. Are we gonna take a little bit more off here?
Nothing.
All right, we did get a bounce.
Something you said.
No, all good. Yeah, I'm gonna cut it there. We're over $200 in profit now, which is good. Let's see if we hold. But so far, so good with these markets here. We're at the 161s. All right, so the market's starting to jump. We do have the market on open data. Oil is starting to flush a little bit simultaneously here, so I want to make sure it's not. Trump on Iran says, I don't think he's dead regarding the Ayatollah. He said something may come out of the CIA's director's visit to Russia. That's all I see here regarding Trump. But Trump's speaking somewhere. I don't know where he's speaking right now, but he's speaking somewhere. He said he was seriously wounded, but... Lurkers, are you here today, guys? We got 1,500 people watching the stream right now. Are you here, Lurkers? What are you guys doing right now? Why are you lurking today? Explain yourselves. Lurkers, you're here. You're taking advantage of our content. You're not saying anything. You know? How could you do this to us? NASDAQ, I should have held that long a little bit more, because look at the NASDAQ jump here. He said the U.S. blockade in Hormuz is working. Trump says the U.S. blockade in Hormuz is working. I tried lurking. I'm trying to make money. How's quitting the vape going? Not good. Lurk Skywalker. Always here. Thank you, Danny. I'm here, bro. You're not lurking, bro. I'm lurking while doing the dishes. That's fair. I thought Britt was John's conscious. Hey, what's up, Brand? Q's doing? I'm driving and listening. What's up, Steve-O? Good morning. Thanks for the updates. I lurk every day. It's all good, Brian. I enjoy listening to you guys. My place is silent. Otherwise, it's weird. I'm here for the news, brother. I know. I know. Uncle Lurk. My monitor is not off, dude. Alright, guys. Here's the opening bell in 15 minutes. Just started this month. You're the best easy to understand stock YouTuber. Thanks. Knowledge. Lurking and working. Hey, what's up, guys? I caught $1,000 overnight on Monday. 300 points on one NASDAQ contract. Bro, 300 points on one NASDAQ contract. That's a trade, bro. You should be proud of that. That's a great trade. I listen and lurk every day. I always message, but you don't respond. You are creating lurkers. Maybe that's my plan. I'm building an army of lurkers here.
So, I mean, I think you respond as much as you can. It's hard to respond to everybody in here.
Right, like the chat moves. You know, we got 1,500 people, 2,000, 3,000 when the data came out. Like, it's hard to get everybody, bro.
Yeah, like you really... Yeah, anyway, the point is, yes, it's not easy to respond to everybody.
Yeah, for sure. Chat moves. It's hard to respond. Yeah, gold just fell a little bit, though. Look, so here's gold. Got down to 46.5s and then got bought right back up here, so... Again, the Meta agrees to pay almost $17 billion The president suggested that 22 ships passed through the Strait of Hormuz last night.
He suggested that they did?
Yeah. So he didn't confirm, he suggested.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's my take on it. Allegedly. Yeah. I don't know.
Makes sense.
I'm looking for SpaceX to rise. My top most favorite channel. I lurk every day getting ready for work. Thanks, John and Britt, for all your invaluable education. Hey, thank you, bro. Army of Johns.
I mean, John's the one doing the educating. I'm just kind of like the comic relief. But thank you.
I'm a lurker for sure. You gotta lurk with that name, War. You know, with that name, dude, you kind of gotta lurk.
What's the name?
I mean, I'm not gonna say it. You know.
Oh, I can't see it. Okay, I'm sorry. Like,
you gotta lurk with that name, bro. You know, I would lurk if I had that name, dude. Maybe day of no trade, just chat. Anybody catch what I said on gold? Didn't you say short gold or something like that yesterday? If so, you were right. What does core PC month over month 0.2% indicate to you? Flat, sideways, neutral, lower, flat as expected core. You know, what's really pushing yields up and what pushed the market down and what pushed the dollar index up is the headline PCE data. Core is more important, but when core goes in flat, attention pivots to other sides of it, which in this case is headline. Shows a little bit higher oil-driven inflation than expected for headline.
Thanks, John Locke.
Yeah. What happened to Meta? Meta settled their lawsuit at roughly $17 billion, a little bit less than people expected them to, so they're going up a little bit on this.
Oh, the one where they were suing for like over $1 trillion? Or is that a separate lawsuit?
I'm not sure what they were expecting, but I know based off of the market reaction to this that it was lower than they were expecting. You know?
Okay. Yeah, I think I heard they were being sued for like $1 trillion. Something ridiculous.
Yeah, so I'm hearing somebody say, curious, are a lot of your viewers full-time traders? I don't know. Are you guys full-time traders? Let me know. You get Nvidia heading up here. We're at 213s almost.
I like your channel. It helps me keep an eye on different stocks. Hey, well, we're glad you like it.
Bro, y'all are going to make my head bigger here today. You know, stop it. Stop it. You know, my head doesn't need to get larger.
I mean, they called him Big Head John in high school. You know?
They did. That was my name. You know, that could have been a name they gave me. I did have a huge head. I had a lot of hair too, and so I think it just made it look like I had a huge head.
To be fair, you had great hair. I mean, you still have great hair, but
I don't know. In high school,
it was epic in high school.
I look like freaking Shaggy from Scooby-Doo in high school. Full-time viewers. Just here to hear people talking while I walk at work, not a trader. Are you an investor, CC? Because if you're not an investor or a trader, or like if you don't like economics, I guess, you know what I thought about the other day, bro? A bunch of freaking bankers probably watch this stupid stream. You know, I'm trying to be like, who is interested in my content? It's got to be bankers, right? Do we have any bankers out there? I thought about this yesterday.
Just see a bunch of people getting excited over derivatives. You know?
Yeah, right, like over economic reports, over yields and bond movements. Like it's got to be bankers now. Maybe investment bankers, but not an investor. I'm just here chilling. That's weird. No offense to you. I mean, listen, chill. So you don't trade stocks, you don't day trade, you don't invest. Then what are you doing here, bro? What are you doing here? I mean, look, welcome. I appreciate you, you know?
Sounds like that babysitter from Mrs. Doubtfire. I don't do windows. I don't clean floors. I don't cook. You know?
Yeah. For sure. It's kind of the equivalent of me, like, watching a chess stream and I don't play chess, you know? That's fine, though. Listen, we appreciate you,
you're getting good?
I'm getting better. I wouldn't say I'm good. You know, a freaking 12-year-old still beats me.
But some people just have game, you know? What can you say?
Yeah.
And some people have been playing since they were 3 and their parents could put a mouse in their hand.
Yeah. I drive a truck and trade every day. Hey, my guy. Hey, John, bought some Apex using your code yesterday. Could use the same for Tradeify? Yeah, same code. BGT works. Your content is great. Hey, thank you.
Thanks for, using the code. We appreciate it.
He's here for your strong chin. Definitely a strong chin. All right, guys. Look, we got 2.5 minutes until the market. There's too much shenanigans going on in the chat right now. The shenanigans are everywhere. Nah, bro, I can't be the only one who finds market manipulation entertaining. Oh, it's definitely fun to watch. Yeah.
Love your name, Goose Pimples.
Yeah. Goose Pimple coming in. Did you see what they did to our names, Goose? Like, they made our names even more, like, boom, in the chat. Like, look. Look at our names now. You know? Like, it's even stronger in the chat. It looks even more powerful in the chat right now. All right, guys, 2 minutes until the market on open data. It's 2 minutes.
That instills like a...
Yeah, so we're still a little strong here. Trapo, I don't even know how to respond to that, bro. NASDAQ seems to be making a bear flag. Bitcoin jumps at the opening bell. Bullish or bearish for the opening bell? The market on open data, which is orders getting filled at the opening bell, prints in a minute and a half right now. A minute and a half. NASDAQ down. Nvidia down. Yields up. Oil rebounding some, still down on the day. Gold has been dropping since we had higher headline PCE inflation and flat core inflation. But the net effect of the catalyst this morning is that yields are up. Markets are down from this report. Bearish, bear, short, bear, bull, chop, bear. So again, another pretty split down the middle here. Let me do another poll. I realize I haven't done that yet, but we have 45 seconds. I guess we'll do bull or bear for the opening poll. But we have 40 seconds left. Cooked. Yeah, definitely cooked. Big bear despite the manipulation. 29,000 the level to watch. Yeah, 29. I think 150 underneath this. I think 150 makes more sense short term, but yeah, I mean 29,100. 29,100 propped us up the other day, but 29,000 is close enough to where markets might be nervous. Again, this is all potential rotation into Nvidia earnings later on after the closing bell today. So gold broke below 4,600 on the low. Bear to bull, fair. Red to green. All right, look at Nvidia just jump up at the market on open data here. So the market on open data just came out. Nvidia popped up a little bit. NASDAQ actually going down some here, though. But Nvidia popped up a little bit on this. Not a lot. Oil's still pulling back some. Gold's still down on the day. How much are we cooked? Well done, medium rare. I eat a steak just rare. You know? Like, give me a good rare steak. I don't like medium rare. I just like rare. Maybe rare plus. Like, I'd eat it bloody, you know. Nvidia up to 213s, though, on the market on open data. So let's see what we get today. Again, make sure to use code BGT at checkout on Apex, Tradeify, Lucid, Take Profit. Great way to help support the channel, my friends. Let's see if we get anything going on today. But it's a great way to help support the channel, code BGT. Apex has the cheapest accounts in the game. Again, you can get a $15 account on Apex. And it's the best way to learn. And again, day trading takes years to learn. Once you learn, it's a skill you can have for the rest of your life. But it takes years and you generally lose the whole time leading up to that. And so I think prop firms are great because they kind of teach you how to trade with some risk, right? Instead of risking thousands, you can risk 15 bucks. Or if you want like Lucid, you can risk like 50 or 60 bucks or take profit 50 or 60 bucks. And that way your risk is small. But if you can make money, you're starting small with big potential reward if you're good enough. But it's a great way to learn. And again, if you want to use code BGT, here's the Apex link. We appreciate it. Hey, thank you for the donation, my friend Adam. The Meta news today is that Meta is settling their lawsuit for just under $17 billion. They had lawsuits. I'm not going to go into specifics. A little bit too controversial, but they had lawsuits. They are settling those lawsuits for $17 billion. They're just under that at 16. I think it's like 16.7 billion. That is making people more optimistic. I could tell it was lower than they expected to because Meta is flying higher on this news. And maybe just some more optimism about future in Meta with that not hanging over their head as well. But Meta has jumped up to almost $600. I appreciate the donation, though, Adam. Thank you, brother. I appreciate the donut, man. All right. 2.5 minutes. Yeah, all good. We had a poll, 51% bulls. Or no, 51% bears. 49% bulls, apparently. It's always so split down the middle in bullish or bearish polls. Kind of shows how many, like, how efficient markets are sometimes in terms of sentiment. All right, guys, 2 minutes left. 2 minutes. I mean, $17 billion is not necessarily small, but that's been hanging over their head, dropping Meta for a while now, and so yeah, they're back up to almost 600. All right, guys, here we go. Opening bell at 1.5 minutes, 1.5 minutes. All right, here we go. Nvidia actually fallen down a little bit. Oil is up after Oman and Iran reported essentially that the deal isn't quite done yet. But it's been pulling back over the last 10 minutes or so. NASDAQ still trying to creep higher. It's at 29,170s. All right, here we go. Opening bell in less than a minute. Less than a minute. We're at 165s on the NASDAQ right now. $30 seconds. 30 seconds. Let's see what Nvidia does, man. Nvidia's been falling down. It's red on the day, but and the NASDAQ has been propping up at like 1.5s, 29,150 here. Yeah, I saw him speaking somewhere, but he didn't speak for very long. Or he said we can get by without Canada. They don't have anything that we have to have. Time to teach Canada you can't do this anymore. Says hearing about regulation being an issue for meat plants. Looking at changing beef processing regulations. Alright, there's the opening bell. The NASDAQ has gone up slightly since the opening bell. I do want to watch Nvidia today, though, at the opening bell. I think this is very relevant. We're at 213s right now on Nvidia, 213s. I'm focusing on Nvidia today in stocks, obviously. Look, NASDAQ up to 29,200s. 29,200s. Nvidia still dipping down to 212.5s. Look at the NASDAQ start to pop, though. 29,200s. Nvidia still pushing down to the bottom level here. But that 150 level did prop us up some. We basically filled the whole gap so far. Not the whole gap. But we filled some of the gap from the downward action we got from a hotter PCE print. Let's see if this green action holds. Nvidia's starting to rebound back up a little bit too, but it's kind of a range here. What's Meta doing since the opening bell? Looks like it's pulling back some now. Yeah, Meta's pulling back some, but not a big pullback here. But so far, green. Oil's still rising, though, after the opening bell. We are very green on the day, but I'm kind of sitting by waiting right now. I got to wait at least 4 minutes to trade. We do have a cushion on the day, though. Yeah, memory rising, Steve, MU, SanDisk, filling some of the gap that they were down on the day on. NASDAQ back up to 250, so we've kind of filled the whole gap. And this is what I said earlier. I thought this was an overreaction here. NASDAQ about to go green on the day here, though. Look, right at the previous closing price level now. I'm tempted to buy this 250 pullback, but it's too close to the opening bell for me to do this here. And what do you guys trade? Do y'all trade stocks? Y'all trade futures? You trade options? Do you invest? Again, we're almost to 250s. I'm tempted to buy this. Stocks only. I don't think I'm muted, huh? If I'm muted, the chat read my mind, and now they're all of a sudden starting to answer. Stocks, gold futures, options, anything that's moving. Stocks. I'm tempted to buy 250 here, but Nvidia just turned back down to the bottom level here. Let's see if I regret not buying 250. I'd have to break my rules to do it. And my rules aren't meant to be broken, so I gotta wait. Futures all day. Soxel. Bitcoin. Relevant information. Futures. A little bit of everything. It all depends. Soxel. Options. Futures. Alright, so again, I'm really tempted to buy this pullback here into 250 area. The problem, though, is Nvidia's turned back down to the bottom of the range here. Maybe it bounces at the bottom of the range and 250 holds, but I'd have to break my rules to do it, and I'm not willing to do that. And maybe it's a good thing, because we just cracked 250s on the downside. I did break my rule yesterday, but I think it actually worked. I hope it didn't set a bad habit. Investing, learning a little bit more about charts. Oil back up to 81s. So oil is back up to 81 a barrel here. Again, Meta's going to accrue 10 billion legal fee expense in Q3 for the agreement. Freaking lawyers, bro. $10 billion? I might be, you know, try to become a lawyer after that. You know, 10 billion. Alright, that 250 level did hold, unfortunately, for me. But, again, and look at Nvidia. I don't like a long here just because of Nvidia pulling back. And I see memory starting to fade back down as well. Short might be more enticing here, actually. But we're still over 250, so I'm going to wait. I don't really break my rules that much. Most of the time, I don't trade in the first 4 minutes. I might break them occasionally, but it's not every day for sure. Trade gold, oil, invest in indices. Alright, NASDAQ just cracked under 250s. And Nvidia's starting to come back down here. I think you could look at this two different ways, though. Nvidia might chop leading into earnings. Or you could just attack the downward momentum here. I'm sorry, I'm trying to find the Discord handle. I don't know where there it is. No, that's not it. There's the Discord. Alright, there's the NASDAQ starting to dip here. Nvidia is also breaking down. Hey, what's up, Britt? No. Alright, guys, so here's the VWAP, though. 200 seems to maybe prop us up. And if Nvidia starts to range sideways, maybe I'll hold it to it.
How'd the market react on open?
Mixed, kind of slightly green, but now we're starting to pull back some. Nvidia's down. SanDisk is down. MU's trying.
Yeah, sorry about that. I couldn't hear you. I couldn't talk to you, so I just went ahead and reset my computer and my internet and everything.
Yeah. Seems like Starlink's a problem.
It's usually not. Just every once in a while, it just spazzes out where, like, I won't hear you for, like, 5 seconds on Discord, and then all of a sudden it'll catch up, like, rapidly. And it'll do it over and over again.
Weird. Yeah. Oil just went red on the, or green on the day. Oil's up to 81.13s now. There's MU surge. Look at MU spike. So MU spiking.
Is climbing.
Yeah, SanDisk and MU just jumped here. Look at MU crack over low or over highs.
Yes, I use Starlink. Overall, it's good.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not giving any endorsements or anything, but it mostly works for me.
Yeah, memory just jumped. I'm tempted to buy 250s again, but I'm nervous about attacking momentum today, considering, you know, it is Nvidia earnings day, so we could get sideways chop. AMD pop it up. Yeah, memory. AMD green. And really, we're just kind of in a sideways range here. Yeah, I see White House envoys Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner have been leading negotiations with Iran or visiting U.S. Central Command in Tampa on Wednesday for briefings on the situation on the ground, according to a source with knowledge. I'm tempted to buy 250 here, but we'd basically be betting that memory continues to run and Nvidia rebounds, which might be the bet. Let's see. Here's 2 5s. We'll add a little bit here. See if we pop back up. We're green on the day, but I'm not going to let this go down too much if it starts to fall. We're basically flat here, though, now. I might add back some size, but I want to see if MU continues showing strength and drags the market back up, and then Nvidia bounces simultaneously. I'm going to get out here. I just don't trust it. It's too rangy right now. Maybe I could have shorted the top of the range here, but yeah, it looks like I got out just in time to avoid this drop. 22 219s.
Just out of curiosity, if you had to guess, like how much of your, or how many of your trades would you attribute to skill and how much to luck? Like when you have a good day.
A lot of luck in there. Not a lot of just variance, you know, I guess that's luck, but
you seem to be good at identifying patterns, though, from what I've noticed.
well, yeah, I mean, that's all trading is pattern identification.
Yeah, you're good at it. Or, I mean, at least to my eye.
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay at it, but I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I watch the data in Paint. I just got a funny thought about, you know, the mental picture I have of you is funny in my head. Look, we're up to almost 250s again. We bounced at 225, which is another kind of quarter level. The VWAP's right underneath us, though. But, you know, like when you watch the NASDAQ, really, you kind of have to... You have to watch the big tech stocks moving the NASDAQ, which is MU right now, Nvidia definitely right now. And so you can look at the patterns on MU or Nvidia or Apple or some of the other heavily weighted stocks and then try to make a gauge of what the NASDAQ's going to do.
Honestly, when the whole painting and trading thing, I just got a mental picture of somebody like standing back painting like a computer screen, like with Trade of 8 up or something.
I saw a dude with a French mustache in my head with like a French hat. And like he's sitting by listening to the stream, you know, smiling.
Like a stereotypical, kind of like a mime look.
Right, like yeah, like painting a a tree or something. All right, so we're still kind of flat here. We're still kind of flat. Let's see if we hold. We're at 255s. Deep in the green for day. Are y'all red or green right now? Are y'all red or green?
I haven't traded since last time I was on here. I mean, the account is still green.
Hey, green is good, dude. Green is good. Nvidia MUQ. Green, green, red, green, slightly red, green. Put day for me, no entries yet. Red, red, green, green, big green, green. 600 green, shorts are green. How has Moderna done since the cancer trial news? I mean, they're down.
What was that about?
Moderna had positive trial results in the cancer trials. They went up to like huge percentages, like over 100% gain overnight. Now I think it's skin cancer. trials, but you know they're still pretty elevated from it. They pulled back a little bit.
That's awesome.
Big Red Day lost the house. Hey, sorry to hear, my friend.
I hope you're not being literal.
Nah, probably
But
not.
regardless, I'm sorry you lost today.
Yeah, we're in this opening range right now. I am gonna look for an orb setup here, but I think maybe you could also have less reliability in orbs based off of Nvidia earnings day. Just maybe having choppy reactions here. The 225 level that we drew on the chart, but some other day ago, is still holding like support around this level here, and you can kind of see why. Like, we drew these levels not today, guys. We drew these levels like what, a week ago on stream. Still holding. 225 still a relevant level markets are watching. 200 still a relevant level markets are watching. So at this point in time, we've had a very flat opening range here. Not a lot of action this morning so far, but that's always subject to change.
Yeah. Some dude got 380,000% on an option he bought and had no idea about the trial.
Oh, on Moderna or Meta trial?
I don't know. I mean, I think they're talking about
Moderna.
Moderna.
Yeah. Whoa. All right. Nasdaq just popped over that high level real quick. Now the
Let's
Nasdaq
see.
is technically green on the day. Not a huge move, but it was fast.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I see is about the meta settlement.
Yeah, me too. Meta's giving back all the gains it made, though. Look at Meta. Meta fell all the way back down here, under where it was prior to this announcement here. The announcement came out right here at around 580. We're at 560s for Meta. Nasdaq's still strengthening here. Nvidia's starting to move up, though.
Dude, this is ridiculous. Meta to accrue $10 billion in legal expense in Q3.
Yeah, we talked about that, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, like I said, freaking 10 billion's crazy.
jeez. I guess I should have been a lawyer.
I know, that's what I said. That's what I was like, shoot, man, I might go get my law degree right now. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I know you're kidding, but we are still young enough. I mean, I hesitate to get into like newer things at my age, but sometimes I just gotta like remind myself, like, time's gonna pass anyway. You know, like whether you try something new or not.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, look at the rejection at 313s,
Like,
290s, 564, 60s on Meta right now. I'm tempted to buy this though, but I'm also worried about it. It's a little bit too high. Maybe we'll think about 275. But
what are you looking to buy? A pullback?
maybe a dip, but I'm kind of worried about a sideways range today.
Oh, yeah. That
Yeah,
makes
again.
sense.
Yeah, so again, real quick, guys, I don't know if y'all heard about this on Apex, but legacy evaluation accounts are back on Apex.
Can you explain what those are?
These are the old accounts. So they're back for a limited amount of time here. So you can get up to 100K legacy account right now. So if you use my coupon code, it's like $16.70 a month for the 25K, only $30 a month for the legacy 100K. It's got a $6,000 profit target, a 3,000 drawdown. So if you can make 6K without losing 3K, you get funded 100K. You can use 14 contracts max or 140 micros, 14 mini contracts. And I think for right now, also, like on these accounts, every intraday PA activation fee is just $59. Or you can go no activation fee options. But, interesting. Yeah, so 90% off. I don't know if I'm going to buy this dip. If you want to check out Apex, again, here's the link. We appreciate the love, guys. There's the link right here. Again, it's a great way to help support our free content. We appreciate it. Yes, the 10 billion lawyer fee.
I mean, I know I'm expressing like a lot of amazement, but like that's ridiculous.
Yeah, looking at 275s right now. We're still looking at it. We did pull back to 275s. We didn't quite, like, I don't trust the bounce here. I don't trust the market momentum being heavy today. is the problem. Like, I don't trust momentum here.
Sometimes you trust momentum more than others.
Some days. It depends on what's going on. Like, a lot of the time ahead of big catalysts, we can chop is the problem, right? So ahead of big stuff, like, we can chop sideways.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, so I just got approved on Vanquish as an affiliate. Do you guys like Vanquish? It's kind of like options prop firm, which is cool. I like it a lot, actually. And so I'll have that coming soon, but...
This is going to sound maybe a little...
Are you going to ask what an option is?
Yes, I am.
I can feel you about to ask that question. An option... Okay, in its simplest form, an option is buying the option to buy a specific stock at a specific price. And so a call option is basically buying the option to buy a specific asset at a specific price. A put basically a call option is a long option, like you're betting that it's going to go up. I'll have to look up the easiest way to explain options to Brit. But it's a type of contract, you know. So like if I have a strike price that's like like a week-long option that expires, and let's say Nvidia right now is 212, right?
All right.
I can buy an option and buy Nvidia at a specific price on a future date. And so if it goes over that specific price, like say the option price is 212, or let's say the option price is 213, and in a week Nvidia hits 220s or 230s, then I make money because I have the option to buy. I have a contract to buy those options at 212, and now it's 230s, right?
Okay.
It's hard. It's yeah.
But it's basically you set it to automatically buy if it reaches that price.
Well, yeah, but you almost never exercise the option. Most of the time, you just sell the option to another investor. And your option contract is going to be worth more now that the price has gone up so much. It's really, options are really nuanced, but that is essentially what it is.
Oh, okay. I mean, I understand like the gist of it, but I definitely have to read about it myself to truly understand like the intricacies behind it.
Yeah, so Carlito said it better. An option is a contract to buy 100 shares per contract at a specific price and at a specific expiration date. You'll have to play with them a little bit. It's something that you kind of have to learn by just fooling with it some. Anyways, Nvidia breaking down here. This is why I didn't want to buy a long setup right here on the NASDAQ, because it is Nvidia earnings day, and maybe we're just going to range sideways.
Oh, by the way, thanks for your explanation, John, and thank you too, Carlito. I appreciate it.
Yeah. All good, my friend.
Yeah, and honestly, realistically, John, if you ever did decide to go back to college, you should pursue a degree in finance, I think.
Oh yeah, I mean that'd be most logical.
I mean, not that I don't think you would make a good lawyer, because I think you would, but just personally, you seem to enjoy finance more.
Oh yeah, I love finance, dude. You gotta kind of love it if you're doing something like this. Great stream, watching from the UK. Only found you today after ChatGPT mentioned markets awaiting PCE figures, so I searched YouTube for PCE and voila. Hey, thank you, Soup. I love Soup.
Hey, we're
too,
glad
man.
to have you.
You know who else loves Soup?
Me.
Yeah, he does. I think you're more of a stew guy, but you definitely like Soup. You know.
Oh no, dude! I like stew. I love soup just because there's so many different kinds, and you can make it so healthy and delicious at the same time.
Right, for sure. Yeah, 100%. All right,
Also,
guys. So
I bet somebody tries to distract me now. But I see you coming, so it's not
yeah.
gonna work.
What kind of soup do you like? Is what they're gonna ask.
The kind you eat.
Yeah. Again, we're so rangy here, guys. This is what I thought we would get today. We're not really moving at all. We're not really moving at all. We're at 29,280s here.
Let's see. Drop says, did I get muted? I mean, I certainly can't hear you.
What? Consolidation afternoon means nap time. Now you're here, Drop. Risk assessment and risk control is a huge thing in finance. Yeah, we don't have any 10 o'clock news today, I don't think. Nothing really big like that, I don't think, here. We got Atlanta Fed GDP Q3 now. Does this come out in 7 minutes? Sometimes they get the dates wrong on this type of stuff. But we're just not doing anything here.
Steve says long or short, John?
Neither.
All right.
I mean, it looks slightly bullish, but again, it looks slightly bullish. The issue though is that Nvidia earnings is kind of the question mark now. Nvidia earnings at the closing bell today is obviously going to be the bigger thing here, and markets might just be bracing for that and kind of waiting for that now. Alright, so this is Nvidia earnings. Alright, we're starting to get to the... It looks slightly bullish. Like, if I had to pick a direction, it's up. But I also think you could easily argue the downside because of consolidation factor with Nvidia.
Playing a little devil's advocate there.
Yeah, I think you go either way. What I'm trying to say is, like, I don't know if there's much edge on either side right now. I mean, it looks bullish in terms of trend since the open. But you could also argue, hey, we're just going to range sideways, and if that's the case, we might drop.
All right, chat. Who in here still thinks gold is going to hit $3,500 an ounce? Because at this point, I kind of doubt it.
3,500. I think we missed it, Britt. I think is what we did. You know?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think we missed it, brother.
Woe is me.
Yeah, I mean, that's how it goes, dude. I think, you know.
Yeah.
It's the life.
I guess I didn't have enough FOMO going on, you know.
Yeah, look, I should have bought it, dude. I really should have.
I just genuinely couldn't afford it at 4.
Yeah. All right, so NASDAQ's starting to push higher here. Most of this is on memory rebounding here. MU's green on the day. SanDisk is green. They're only slightly green on the day, but they're green since the open. Meta's still down pretty big. Software's starting to rebound, though. Software at 495, or Microsoft at 495. IBM is up to 233. ServiceNow is rebounding since the opening bell. A lot of these are still down on the day because of INTU into it. Still being down big, but hey.
Nvidia, aka Enron? Nah, I don't think so, dude. But whatever.
Nvidia's not Enron, bro. Michael Burry might think that, but Michael Burry compared it more so to Cisco than Cisco took 30 years to get back to where it was, or not quite that long, but it took years to get back to where it was. And
after what event?
After the 2000 .com bubble bursting crash.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so in 2000, Cisco was super high. It got pushed all the way back down and kind of fell down. Didn't reach the highs it hit in the .com bubble for like 20-something years. So,
what does Cisco even do? I
mean, right now, It does a bunch of different things. It develops, manufactures, sells hardware, software, so it's pretty diversified.
Okay.
All right, guys. So Nasdaq did break the high of the opening bell here, and really, I guess it's the high of the day. So we're up there now. Maybe
It's
I should have
because we
bought.
overran fiber optics. Maybe.
Hmm. All right, we're up to almost. I mean, maybe I should have bought the dip, but this 250 level held for a pullback as well. Maybe I should have bought it. Maybe I'm being a little bit too careful, but I made hundreds in pre-market, and I'm worried. I'm worried we're gonna.
Yes.
I'm worried that we're gonna chop sideways. I've been a little bit more apprehensive. But yeah, I mean, obviously, Nvidia's in trouble if China takes Taiwan.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do y'all think beat or miss for Nvidia? I mean, the obvious answer is beat. If we don't beat and raise, Nvidia's going down. But
I like O'Doyle.
O'Doyle rules, bro.
O'Doyle, I got a feeling you and your whole family are going down.
Yeah. Somebody said that yesterday when I was talking about redheads. Did I tell you about my dream, Britt?
No.
I had a dream
Tell
that
me.
I was a redhead. I woke up, I looked in the mirror in my dream, and boom, I had red hair. I was a ginger in my dream.
Dude, I can totally see you as a full blown redhead.
I panicked. It was a nightmare. I woke up and I was like, oh my gosh, dude, it was just a dream. You know?
See, I wouldn't have liked it as a kid, and if I was like, redhead with a bunch of freckles, I probably still wouldn't like it. But as an adult, I think it'd be cool to have like fiery red hair and like bright green eyes,
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to look like the dude from Game of Thrones,
Yeah. Torment or whatever his name is.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Hey, let me know what that dream means. Nasdaq just broke highs of the day here, so we are pushing up. I'm sorry I haven't traded that much today, guys. I'm sorry.
I mean, you definitely have red tint to your hair anyway. So do I, actually.
Yeah, I got a little bit.
My dad has tons of red in his hair. I mean, he doesn't have a whole lot of hair left now, but when he did,
Yeah. All right, so we're starting to dip down some, but
John would be Ronald McDonald with a beard.
maybe I would be, dude. With a goatee for sure. I'm looking like Ronald. No, I mean, we're moving up a little bit. I don't trust the market breakouts today. It's actually been pretty easy upward momentum since the open here. Nvidia's kind of flat, but MU ran, SanDisk ran a little bit, and so markets are pushing up, but I just don't trust the market that much to continue this run today. Again, long or short?
Long, probably.
You are red hair? You are red haired?
Who?
I have red hair? Is this red? My beard's a little
No,
red, you know?
you have
But,
a
like,
red tint. You have a red tint to your hair. You don't have red hair.
I mean, you know.
And also, it's not really visible unless you're in the sunlight.
Yeah. My Nasdaq's coming down here. Hold on, let's see. Played the range, long, baby, long, because that's what Kospi did today. Kospi went up overnight. Like, what, 1%?
Qatari Prime Minister, foreign minister set to visit Tehran and bid to reduce regional tensions. So that might be good.
Yeah.
You have Barney hair? Dude, y'all are just being mean now.
Barney the dinosaur?
That's what I was thinking. It doesn't look purple and fuzzy and green to me.
Yeah. Y'all chill out, man. I'm taking offense to these answers. All right. Again, I could buy this diff. Gold dip, scalping longs. NASDAQ at 29,300s. I'm tempted to buy, but I feel bad doing it.
Why?
Because it's just a little pullback, and there's too big of a chance the market's going to range today. Maybe I'm just talking myself out of good trades this morning, but we're already green.
Hey, bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush.
That's right. Bitcoin actually just went slightly green. Oil left me? It did, dude.
I actually did see that, Steve. Let's see, where the heck was it?
Yeah, it said the Atlanta Fed GDP was supposed to come out today at a specific time, but I don't see that. I don't see it out already. I think it comes out at maybe at 10:30, maybe.
But yeah, Steve, I saw that Elon is supposedly like preparing to build like a massive space center in Louisiana.
Really?
Interesting. Yeah. Like apparently the plan is for it to be like so large and so busy that there's going to be like multiple lunar flights per day.
Interesting.
I mean, I don't know like how long term that construction project will be. I mean, probably 5 or 10 years, but who knows?
Sure. Yeah.
I just find that wild and really, really promising. Should create a lot of jobs, a lot of ancillary business and economic stimulation, not just from that particular project.
For sure.
Wouldn't be surprised if like maybe a town springs up, or a larger town springs up around it.
Right. Yeah, we're just really raging sideways here. We're still green on the day here, but
Louisiana purchased 14 launch pads. Can be great for the local economy, yeah. If it happens.
all right, Sandus started to dip down. We're at 1470s here, 1470s. Let's see if memory keeps pulling back. The previous closing price of the NASDAQ's at 29,287, but this does not look good today. I'm excited to get set up with Vanquish, though.
It does sound new and exciting.
Yeah. Again, look, we're at under 300s now on the NASDAQ here. So here's that 300 level. Look at SanDisk and memory names start to pull. Again, are you guys up or down right now? SpaceX, no answer. That's it. I'm selling Nvidia for beer. Gold is going back up. Better be some nice beer, bro. Gold going up to 4680s. It's still pretty rangy, though. What's interesting is that...
Sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, what's interesting is that Nvidia reacted, or the NASDAQ and indices reacted negatively to the PCE print here at 830. But we've since rebounded all the way back up here. And that's what I said earlier. I thought it was an overreaction to the... headline PCE is going to be high right now just based off of oil being so high. Still up, down now, up $8. Heck, $8 is great, is good, bro. I made back a third of what I lost during the memory tank, down 0.1%. I'm as red as your beard. Up, but lost about 200 since the open.
Hey, John, would you invest in BYD as they're coming to Canada in 2027? Or
Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you mean the Chinese car company BYD and not Boyd Gaming. I don't invest in Chinese companies usually. You know, why don't I invest in Chinese companies? It's not anything like morally or patriotic or anything like that. It's more so like the government is too unpredictable there for me to be confident investing, and really like I can watch what our government does and more here with US tech and companies. It's very difficult to read and predict what they are going to do in China, and so because of that I usually stay away from them. After the Alibaba thing with Jack Ma and everything like that, I just tried, like, it's too unpredictable in my opinion. It's a market I don't know in that way. Plus I don't really like EVs as investments either, to be completely real. Like, I don't really like investing in EV companies. I think the future is going to be hybrids mostly, and I think with that, you know, we'll see what happens to some of these.
I agree, or at least with the like immediate future, the next 5, 10, maybe 15 years, probably going to be hybrid. I mean, maybe full electronic, you know, takes over later. Electric, you know what I mean? But just again, not until the technology is far more efficient.
Right, for sure.
In my opinion, and more importantly, not until we figure out what to do with all the batteries, because
right.
Like people talk about like radiation. Like radiation, it takes a long time, but it eventually goes away. Those batteries remain toxic forever. You know?
Yeah. There's a lot of questions there and a lot of unpredictable things. So it's just,
yeah,
it's not the highest edge investment that I could take, if that makes sense.
No, yeah, I get it. And I'm not, again, like I'm not against them. I just think the technology needs to make some progress before we rely on it that heavily.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so Nasdaq's starting to dip. We're under 300 now on the Nasdaq. Memory name's pulling back a little bit here. We could be in a dip buy scenario though, but who knows here, man? I don't freaking know.
Yeah, that also Tigris.
280s now.
I predict a shift from lithium to sodium ion batteries. Maybe. I don't really know much about sodium ion batteries, so might be right.
Yeah, so look, we're up to, SanDisk is bouncing back. Maybe I'll take one more trade here today. I don't trust it. I don't like it. It's small size, and we're already up a good bit already. And maybe I'll add to it if it goes in my favor here. We'll set a stop loss and wait.
Oh, okay, elsewhere. Yeah, like that was one of the major issues I had with them as well, in terms of like losing range and colder temperatures and things like that. So that's cool. I didn't know that.
Where's all these notifications coming from? Weird.
Are you getting a bunch of notifications? I'm not
I hear
seeing
Discord notifications go off, but I don't see anybody messaging me.
Huh.
All right, so we're in this trade, and I knew I should have taken this trade when I took it. Hmm. We're still in the trade, but it's not looking good. It's very small. Alright, look, we're about to get stopped out here. There's the stop out. It's fine. It's very small. We're very green on the day anyway, but...
Are you trading on the NASDAQ?
Yeah, I got in the long side too late. I'm very green on the day already, though. So we'll just wait it out. Again, guys, remember, shameless plug here. But if you haven't already, check out Apex. Again, for a limited time, legacy evaluation accounts are back with 90% off. 50K intraday, no activation fee, $49 all in. 100K, no activation fee, $59 all in. Honestly, an account that I don't necessarily hate. I'm more of a person like, I'm okay with paying an activation fee once I'm actually funded. You know? Like, I'm actually okay with that. But again, legacy accounts are back at Apex for a limited time. Again, if you check this out here, again, Apex has the cheapest accounts in the game. You can get 100K for 40 bucks. If you do no activation fee, it's only 60 bucks. You can get a 5-pack bundle for 295. So 500K evals. If you pass them, you get 100K in funding. 295 for 5 of them. Standard, they're even cheaper. You can get 5 for 175. You can get the base account on Apex right now here for $16.70 standalone, or $75 for 5 of them. So pretty good deal, all things considered here. Again, help support the channel. BGT coupon code is a great way to help support us, and we appreciate the support. And with that said, I'm probably gonna.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, I'm gonna get out of here, guys. I appreciate the love, though. Thanks so much, guys. And again, if you haven't already, here's the link to Apex. If you want to check out Lucid, I'll put that up here as well.
Real quick, how'd you end up on the day?
I'm up a few hundred. I'm slightly green, but not a lot. It's a very small day, but it's green nonetheless. Yesterday was a red day, so you know, green is good. There's the. Absolutely. If you want to check out Lucid, you can use code BGT on Lucid. You can use it on Apex. You can use it on Take Profit. You can use it on Tradeify as well. Tradeify's got some good options too.
And what's the new one?
Vanquish. I don't have it set up yet, but I just got approved in the affiliate.
Okay.
As an affiliate, so I'll get it set up sometime today, probably.
So coming soon to a theater near you, then, huh?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, we're coming back in a few hours for Nvidia earnings, chat. So just be ready. Nvidia earnings in a couple hours. Y'all be safe, be good, and I'll see you guys in a few hours. Again, we'll see what the market does today. I think we're just gonna range sideways, personally. Maybe leading into like power hour at 3 o'clock, and then we'll start to move. But for me, we might just range sideways. Hey, later, chat. Have a great day. I'll see you guys
later, everybody.
Also, join our Discord if you haven't already. Give me a follow on x.com at beginner trades. You can give me a follow at beginner trades on x.com. Here's that link right here. You can join our Discord as well. It's in my, if you look at my homepage in our, on my YouTube channel, you can find our Discord in the description. And I'll see you guys later. Y'all be good. Have a great day.
See y'all later, everybody.